everyone, and welcome to another Sovereign Citizen Saturday. I know we've been doing Sovereign Citizens a lot. The last two streams were Sovereign Citizen related, but they've been doing crazy stuff. I promise tomorrow we'll be doing something different. It's just they've been doing a lot, and I'm obsessed with this rights inherent in the people group. It's like a Sovereign Citizen cult, almost. It's a whole thing. So welcome, everyone. I'm feeling much better. I had to work again today early, but I got better sleep last night, and I got cut early today by a couple hours. So I'm doing pretty well. I'm doing pretty well, all things considered. Nearest Crow Hill, congrats on the wedding today. I hope everything goes great. Rick M., thank you for protesting. Solidarity to everyone going out and protesting today. I'm, not a social person, so being around that many people scares the shit out of me. So I can't go, but I'm glad people are, so that's good. Hope the family reunion's good, Fennikagami. Let's see what else is going on in chat. Unstable Deadbeat, thanks for 23 months, says, hi Hannah and everyone. As others have said, hope you're all managing to stay safe and well today. And Hannah, thanks for 23 months, plus many years before of watching you on YouTube of entertainment. Of course, no problem. No problem. Check out live stream Discord for cute tiny fans. We'll look. Let me find my Discord. Live stream. Cute plushies. Let's see if these work. Hey, there we go. Oh, said it's like one of those, a capybara. Adorable. Alden Undying with 100 bits says, check out what I was doing last night. Very fun. Hope you all had a good time. What else? Today's the last day they're doing 35% off bundles of 5 gift subs or more. So if you want to support the stream and want to get 35% off, now would be a great day to do it. I'd really appreciate it, as I'm sure everyone else in chat would. On YouTube, if you want to support the stream, you can always do super chats or become a member. We are doing the Patreon and YouTube member-only stream tomorrow. We're going to hang out and watch some kind of movie. So that'll be fun. Become a member or join the Patreon as a paid member at patreon.com/HannahReloaded if you want to be there. Hype Train started. Thank you, Bumble Homestead. Bumble Homestead with 100 bits says, husband and I went to the one in Fort Worth, Texas. I'm hard of hearing, but I think the speaker said we have 5,000 people. Wow, that's nice. Lots of protests across the country today. Indeed. Indeed. So far, I haven't heard anything terrible happening, so that's good. Whew. I'm pretty nervous, not gonna lie. We're kind of on a precipice, but I don't really want to talk about it today. I want to talk about sovereign citizens, so. So, we have all sorts of stuff today. We have more Don Kalam. That's a good freeze frame on him. We have Eric Martin, famous sovereign citizen, returning to the court as everyone knew he would. We have some other sovereign citizen minutia, random stuff. And then I wanted to get back into the channel Power Inherent in the People, which is run by, what is his name? Cameron Wilson, I think. Very strange fella. So we'll be getting into that a little bit more. Is Eric in for domestic violence again? I'm actually not sure. I haven't watched this yet. Probably, though, if I had to guess. How long did it take for Eric to get arrested again? Let me see when his charges were dropped, because that would be on old Squishy Gardener's channel, almost certainly. Let me see. Is there a whole Eric Martin playlist? There might be. Yep, there he is.
Mr. Martin.
All right, let's see when the charges got dropped. So his last charges got dropped 2 months ago. 2 months ago, March 17th. That's closer to 3 months ago at this point. It actually is. Why does it say 2 months? It should be, oh no, we're just under. We're 3 days away from it being 3 months. So he got a solid quarter of non-criminality in there, which is pretty good. 43% to level 1 on the hype train. Alright, we can get into it. I want to see what Eric Martin got in for. Probably the same thing as last time. Remember, last time his siblings dropped the charges, or at least refused to show up and testify against him, so the charges got dropped. So, yeah, I'm kind of expecting it's the same thing. Hopefully this time they'll actually show up. Because, like, I understand to some extent giving family leeway. If it was like a one-time thing, and it was like a really crazy circumstance and they took a swing at you, like, that's still not good. And I'm not telling you you need to give them leeway, but I can imagine hypothetical situations where maybe you would give them some leeway. Clearly he's not going to stop abusing them. He really, really needs to get some jail time. So, let's get into it. A minute left on the hype train, 43% to level 1.
Okay, well, this
sovereign people.
yes. Okay, all right, so this is for Eric Joseph Martin. And officer, can you tell me the person that's standing before you, who they've been identified as far as your records?
Yes, Your Honor. This is Mr. Eric Martin.
Okay,
I object to that, any presumption that I'm a legal fiction corporate entity. I am a
No one is assuming that, sir. It's just your name.
living man whose name is spelled capital E lowercase RIC of the capital M lowercase ARTIN family, one of the living people living on the land, not the corporate entity defense.
I'm glad you clarified. I was worried you were mole people living under the land.
all right, it's time to listen right now. Thank you and good morning. The court is calling case number 282-257-13-64001.
Yeah, I actually don't recognize this judge either.
The people of the state of Michigan versus Eric Joseph Martin. Appearances, please.
Jasmine Martin, P86378, appearing on behalf of Mr. Martin, Your Honor, who indicated that he wishes to represent himself, pro se.
Okay.
Shocking.
All right, so Mr. Martin, this is an arraignment. And it's the court, never
Frankly, he should know enough by now what everything is. He's been through it enough.
advises the individual to represent themselves, but you do have that right. You do have an attorney that's here that had an opportunity to speak with you. What's your position as it relates to this arraignment? So you'll need to know how to follow court procedure if you want to represent yourself.
I have a motion I want to make.
Let me guess. A motion for dismissal due to lack of either personal or subject matter jurisdiction. Probably personal jurisdiction.
On the matter after the battle, move to dismiss based on lack of probable cause.
Oh,
My sister just told a lie saying I put
okay. I wasn't quite there.
my hands on her. I told the cops, no, I did not. That is not fact sufficient for the belief, as the U.S. Supreme Court said. And
Stop abusing your siblings, Eric, you goddamn psycho. Stone Corbell, thanks for 60 months.
if I remember right, it's Beck versus Ohio or Ohio versus Beck. So U.S.
The guy in the bottom right laughing at him.
Supreme Court case, define probable cause as fact sufficient for the belief. There is no fact
Okay,
for the belief. There is no probable cause. I was arrested illegally. I want the cops charged also
I'm alright, Carp-Cozy, how are you doing? I'm doing better than yesterday.
for arresting me.
I'm really sorry I missed yesterday's stream, by the way. I wanted to stream, but I felt like absolute crap. I felt terrible. I was exhausted. Work went so bad. There was computer issues that were just like a pain all day. And I just couldn't. I couldn't. The problems persisted today, but they were more manageable. My boss was there, so it was fine. Yesterday sucked because I was filling in for my manager because she had something going on, so I was there, and like I had too much power, and shit was going wrong, and I don't like to have power. I don't like to be in charge of things, or even close to it, especially when problems are happening.
Legally, which is assault.
Mr. Martin,
Hold on,
Mr. Martin,
it's kidnapping.
no. What we're gonna do, because I want to tell you this, you could challenge.
Google shit the bed in a big way. Oh, it wasn't even that. It wasn't even related to that. I don't want to get too specific because I don't tell you guys what my other job is. I think it's funny if you want to guess. I won't tell you what it is, but feel free to guess if you want. But no, we've had a piece of equipment that has been breaking for months. I must have filled out a dozen reports on this fucking machine, and I've been like, hey, here are the issues. This is persistent. This is not a software issue. This is a hardware issue. And they just haven't done anything until it just breaks, and it's like, oh, we needed that. It's like preventative anything is not an expenditure that they're willing to do. Everything's reactive. And that's not good.
The complaint, you'll have a probable cause hearing, and you'll have an opportunity to confront your sister at the preliminary examination. If she's not being truthful and the court hears that, then your matter will be dismissed if the court doesn't find probable cause. And if the court does, then the matter will be
Jesus Christ, that sucks, Afghanistan.
bound over. But at this juncture, I'm just arraigning you, sir. And that's all I'm gonna, entertain today. I'm not entertaining any motions relative to dismissal. The probable cause has been established.
I
This
object.
juncture is arraignment.
Objection noted. It's always funny when they object, and it's like, do you have even a reason? You're not even giving grounds.
And you can object, and your objections are noted for the record, okay? But I'm just arraigning you. I'm just gonna set a bond, and you'll challenge those matters at the next court hearing, okay?
But I have a right still to challenge it now because see, the officer filled out the complaint form. He's lying by saying he believes I committed. He can't just go off her word and say, "Oh, I believe he committed a assault or whatever or a crime."
Did he just call his sister a lowlife?
The officer filled out the complaint form. He's lying by saying he believes I committed. He can't just go off her word and say, "Oh, I believe he committed a."
His word. No, okay, not calling her a lowlife, but I can't pick up what he's saying.
By saying he believes I committed. He can't just go off her word and say, "Oh, I believe he committed a assault or whatever or a crime." He's committed perjury just by doing that. I shouldn't be arrested, let alone still be held here. That's what I'm saying. This is all illegal, violation of my due process rights. So, you shouldn't just.
This is the due process, sir. This is the process that you are due. You're in it. MSKTB89, thanks for 48 months. That's a 4th anniversary. Thank you very much.
Be referring to a future date, whatever. Yes, we know that's true, but I'm saying as of right now, though, the issue is still right now to decide. It was no probable cause. I shouldn't have been arrested. I should be here now. The charge is dismissed. There is no evidence here.
Talk over me, Mr. Martin.
My
Mr.
sister
Martin.
has been caught lying before on video, which in another case was dismissed in my favor for her same lying self,
It was only dismissed because they chose not to show up to court, probably because they feel bad for you or feel guilty because you're family. I find that kind of shit to be incredibly misplaced. I know that's because I had shitty parents that I have no feelings for, but like, still, he fucking put his hands on you multiple times.
She was on video caught lying. This is why the judge dismissed. So she really has no credibility.
Listen to the court right now. You'll have a chance to take care of those matters later. You'll address all those issues. The court is not trying to be rude. I'm going to arraign you. So I'm going to tell you what you're charged with. It indicates in the complaint that on 6/12/2025 for Clifford in the city of Taylor, indicates in count 1 that there was an assault or an assault and battery upon Lisa K. Martin. Sir, that is a misdemeanor that carries 93 days and/or you could be fined $500.
Also, I'm not putting up the hood because it's hot as fuck and our air conditioner isn't working right, just so everyone knows. I apologize, but I don't want to sweat all over. Felicity with 5 months says, got a killer headache right now, and nothing would make that better than hearing dipshits saying legal jargon they have no understanding of. You're in the right place.
You also have in count 2.
Oh, well, and the mic clipped. That makes sense.
A charge of domestic violence. That is also a 93-day misdemeanor. It indicates that you did make an assault or an assault and battery upon Lisa K. Martin. Again, these are just allegations. They're charges which you have an opportunity to challenge. This is an arraignment. I am going to enter a not guilty plea on your behalf.
I object.
And officer, do you have any information
Oh,
relative
is he not
to
going to object? That's incredible.
Mr. Martin's background?
Man, they previously had a lot of domestics with each other. He does not have any ongoing cases at this time, though.
Okay, so Mr. Martin, I understand that you were living at that location, but the court's not going to permit you to return there. You're gonna have to find another place to go while these charges are pending.
Go to, that's the house I live in. I don't lose my due process right. It violates my due process. I can't live there because she makes up a lying allegation and support. I do not lose that right. That's my right.
You have a pre-trial that's scheduled for June the 23rd.
I don't know why he thinks it's going to be different. He went through this on the last domestic abuse charge. They're not going to let you back in the house while this is ongoing. It's for the protection of the alleged victim. Like, I get that, like, you're still innocent until proven guilty, but enough times historically, victims are murdered by their abusers that's kind of the trade-off to keep potential victims safe, is to make it so that in many cases, the abuser, the alleged abuser, can't see them for some period of time, at least until the court proceeding is over, unless they're, you know, found guilty.
You have a pretrial scheduled for June 23rd at 9 o'clock. There is a no contact provision, and you cannot return to the Clifford location. And if
Just a peach with $1 tips is I believe you should have a summer costume list for when it's hot. I agree. I'm way behind on buying new costumes, and frankly, I wanted to retire the cat-made costume, because it doesn't fit me right anymore. I lost some weight, so it doesn't fit right.
you do, sir, that'll be a violation of your bond.
So I wanted to get some cooler costumes to, you know, compensate.
And you will end up back before a judge in Taylor to address that.
And
So thank you and have a great day.
Violating your oath of office, you'll be forfeiting your job. That's violating my
All
constitutional right. I do not lose my right to be free just because someone tells a lie with no evidence. That's why I said this case is dismissed now. There is no evidence. There is no probable cause. You do not have the right to tell me I can't go here or go there or be at my only house that I have a
Okay, they can though, and if you go, you're gonna get arrested.
right to be at, or leave the state and all the rest of the bull crap orders you judges like to just do traditionally. Like it's okay. It's violating people's human right. It's violating our constitutional due process. You judges are going to stop this with a class action lawsuit. I'm going to make you guys stop this habitage that you're doing. So you might stop it now. Like I said, I'm not. It's not going. You're not going to get away. You're going to get away with violating my due process rights. Tell me I can't be at my house.
I'm done with this matter. Thank you, Mr. Martin.
House to go to anyways.
Okay, I'm done.
What is
so
her name? Correct. What is her name?
Okay. Have a good day, Mr. Martin, sir.
All right.
Take care.
He's always a pleasure,
All
isn't
right.
he?
We're done. Thank you, officer. Take
Thank
care.
you, Your Honor. I appreciate it.
I think the guy in the hall's cracking up too. Oh, you guys can't see him. There's a guy in the hall who's been waiting this whole time for his turn, and he's kind of laughing too. All right, moving on. Oh, how's Don Kalam doing? What a classy fella. Ugh. 2 days before he violates bond. It's been 2 days since that hearing.
Peace of love, peace of love. You're now rocking to the sounds and vibrations of your boy, Don Kalam. Also known as Malik Kalam, and as always, prosperity is your divine birthright.
This is who I should take legal advice from. This seems legitimate. Chitara says, another Hannah stream. I wonder what wacko is on trial this time. Domestic violence. Oh, yeah. Against a sister.
Be sure to text Private Life to 702-200-4900.
Does Kalam make cosmological arguments? Ha ha ha.
702-200-4900.
Spelled differently.
Peace and love. Rich risings, everybody.
Look at him.
Rich rises, everybody, man.
Sounds like he's high already. Oh yeah, that's not his first joint of the day. Or like mini blunt, cigarello. I don't know. He smokes something all the time. I don't know what it is.
It's still going down. April 19th. We out here busting moves, man. But peace and love, peace and love, peace and love. Yes, everybody. There was a hold on me in Florida.
Was it his brother the last 2 times? I actually don't recall. I know the brother was one of the witnesses and so was the sister, so I'm not sure who the primary victim was. I believe you, though. You're really into this stuff, too, so you watch a lot of channels, I think, that cover this stuff, so you probably know better than I.
I was in Missouri. Name got ran. We was able to take care of those matters in 48 hours. 48 hours. With apologies. They gave me apologies. We're so sorry, Mr. Kalam. I appreciate the team. I appreciate the team. Everybody that was there for me to make sure I got out that situation. Shout out to everybody that put money on the books. Shout out to everybody that looked out at all the major concerns. Everybody, man, the community came together. I appreciate that. That's how it's supposed to work. It's supposed to work a little bit sooner, but you know, the longest they can hold you 72 hours, we got out in 48. So I
The longest they can hold you without charging you.
appreciate everybody that showed up and showed out, especially to my
I don't even know what he got arrested for. I wonder what it was.
private family. They did their job. They did their job. I'll tell you that.
Sorry, I'm looking for my nail polish. I gotta touch up my nails.
So I appreciate that, man. You want to join my private community? You want to text private life to 702-240.
Nope.
School.com/Don Kalam. SKOOL.com/DONKILAM. With much peace and love. And I just want y'all to know, it's all about the paperwork.
This paperwork has never worked.
It's all about the paperwork.
I thought it was all about the Benjamins, baby.
It's all about the paperwork. Having the right.
I trust a guy who does a cigarette burp while going through his bullshit paperwork.
The right paperwork.
Look at that chain, too. Holy shit.
Learning how to contract with these people correctly. Yes, link is in the bio. Learn how to contract with these people correctly. Having your declaration of political status. I'm not a licensed attorney, tax expert. I do this for educational, informational purposes only. I do have law degrees, though.
Sir, where did you get your law degrees? You say you have law degrees? Where from? The internet doesn't count, by the way. The University of his ass.
Yes, I do. Learning how to accept and reconvey. Reserving your name. Reserving those rights in your name. Trademarking your name.
Hey, sir, trademarking your name isn't gonna do anything. Like, I've literally heard some of these sovereign citizens try to claim, well, I've trademarked my name, so you can't use it in a lawsuit. And that's absurd, because that's not even how lawsuits work. Like, Disney gets sued all the time, and does suing. You can use the name of something that's trademarked in a lawsuit. Like, what are you talking about? They don't even know how trademark works. You're not allowed to mention a thing that's trademarked. You're not allowed to use their trademark to look like you're doing business as them, or to make your product or service appear that it is affiliated with them. You can use it in lawsuits. Ugh.
That's most crucial. Trademarking your signature. That's secrets right there. There's a way to do it. The way to do it right. Canceling all your previous powers of attorneys. Got to cancel them out. Your revocation of election to pay taxes. You was elected to pay taxes. Did you know that?
You are legally required to pay taxes.
Did you know that you was elected? You gotta revocate that election. All right. Declare your political status. This is what must be done.
Your political status is probably felon, at least coming up here soon when the IRS catches up with you.
revoke all your cancellations, cancel and revoke all your previous powers of attorney, and revoke your election to pay taxes. You was elected to pay taxes, Congressman. An act of expatriation and the oath of allegiance to your country, whether it's your state. Your state is your country. You know, you're sitting here being a United States citizen, so now you're an enemy of the state. Come on, talk to me. You're sitting here being a United States citizen.
Being a United States citizen does not make you an enemy of the state in any legal way.
Now you're an enemy of the state. Can I get a 100? Can I get a
Did
5?
I know about the energy drink company that tried to trademark Monster and shockingly failed miserably? Do you mean like a different company than the company Monster?
Emoji, y'all follow that.
Or like Monster couldn't, because they can trademark like their logo. They could trademark Monster, like, you know, how they write it. They can't trademark the word monster for everything. For energy drinks, yes. You can have trademarks in specific, like, products or service categories. Like, I couldn't make an energy drink called Monster Energy, because that's already a thing.
Come on, man. Texans are not U.S. citizens. Hawaii.
They are, actually. Texans are U.S. citizens if you were born in the USA or to American parents.
Are not U.S. citizens. Now you're an enemy of your state. You need to
Viz says, with a $3 tip, this guy's a fool. Oh, big time.
take the oath of allegiance with your state. A U.S. citizen is an enemy of the state. I hope that sunk in. Write it down. Take a picture. Over and understand.
Take a picture of what? Kool-Aid?
I got it.
Sorry, that's a teacher-ass joke. That's a real teacher-ass joke, isn't it?
Don,
That's one step away from, I don't know, can you go to the bathroom?
Overstand, Don. I understand, Don. A
Thank
U.S.
you, Mia.
citizen is an enemy of the state.
They were trying to stop other companies from using the word monster because fuck knows why. That's ridiculous. There's already other stuff that uses monster. Monster.com used to be a thing. I'm not sure if they're still a thing, but they were.
Because a lot of y'all not understanding even how that works. I just SMH you guys. SMH. Shaking my head. Let that shit sink in, man. You know, make a paramount claim of life on your estate. You have to make a paramount claim on the life in your estate, okay?
Okay, I think that's about the limit I can have of him. He talks incredibly slowly and he's insufferable. Hey, remember the guy from the Sovereign Citizen Convention we've been watching in parts, who keeps talking about penises for no good reason? Here's a video by him.
Okay, so there's a lot of bullshit going on where people are asking me like, is the Lamborghini mine? Is the Kia mine? Is this mine? Is that mine? I've said it a million fucking times. I'm gonna say it again. This is gonna be a complete video as to the entire history of everything that I've done involving whatever you want to call it, traveling versus driving, or commercial driving versus non-commercial driving, or whatever you want to fucking call it. I don't give a fuck. I don't say traveling versus driving because specifically I don't know about the whole traveling thing. All I know is driving is commercial, non-driving is non-commercial. So here we
No, it's not. That's literally the traveling thing. Why is he saying he's not sure on the traveling thing? That's the traveling thing, just by another name. You might not call it the traveling thing and say the word traveling, but if you're claiming that driving is commercial and not driving is non-commercial, you're doing the same thing. You're just calling it not driving.
Here we go. This is going to be a full background of everything that I do. And if I see fucking anyone saying any fucking bullshit about anything, they're getting blocked immediately, permanently, and for life.
Don't you dare point out that this is all bullshit. One single word that doesn't affirm my insane beliefs, and you're gone, buddy. Oh boy, I wonder why society's in such a fucked up state right now. Oh my god.
and there will be no fucking
Chatbots make this worse, by the way. They're just affirmation machines. They're sycophantic affirmation machines, and people need to be challenged. It's not good.
anything.
Oh, I found a whole subreddit of people who claim that they are in love with their AI chatbots, by the way. We're probably going to do a stream on that soon. Spoilers, it's very sad.
So if you're
I'll blur out names and stuff. I don't want to put people on blast, but you know. Holy fuck.
watching this and you want to fucking talk shit, you can ask questions. I may respond, I may not. But if you want to talk shit and be degrading,
Had a guy in your D&D group who was dating an AI. No, you had a guy in your D&D group who was delusional in believing he was dating an AI. You can't date an inanimate object. You can believe you're dating an inanimate object, but dating is a kind of a back and forth thing. There's no forth, there's no back. It's inanimate. That's not how this works.
and be an asshole, I'm trying to learn this, everyone else is trying to fucking learn this, you're going to be blocked forever. And if I see you on any of my other shit, if I see you in my groups and my
He
email,
talked about it like it was the most normal thing. He's probably very lonely. From what I've seen from the people who do that stuff, they are very lonely and isolated, and they feel like no one understands them. And just having a machine that talks to them, that is affirming, is like crack to them. It's very sad. It genuinely sounds like a lot of them have not been affirmed a single day in their life. And like, you'd think it'd be a lot of dudes. Your stereotype of that would be dudes. Subreddit is mostly women. Mostly women. So, yeah. H-Baird says, does that mean that when dating an AI, you make the best with 2/4? Oh, the beast with 2/4. God damn it.
email list or anything, I'm going to block you, I'm going to remove you off
I would
everything
just be the beast with one back.
I possibly can.
That doesn't quite track, but I laughed at it anyway, so that's fine.
Because fuck you, basically, okay? So let's get started, okay? So this is my car. It's a Shelby GT500. It's a 2009 Shelby GT500. This car has a lot of modifications because this car fucking sucked originally. It didn't suck, but it wasn't that fucking great. First off, it drives like a fucking Lincoln Town Car. Ooh, the fucking suspension's like, ooh. There's like
Sir, I don't care about your opinions on Mustangs. I just want to see you talk about your stupid plate.
like an inch and a half or 2 inches above the fucking wheel well because the car was way too fucking high, and whoever fucking made it, Carroll Shelby, bless his fucking soul, was smoking some crack, or maybe like there was an emissions thing, or Ford got involved, or something happened. I don't think Carroll Shelby care about where I live. I don't have a family. I understand some people watching this may have a family or whatever. Like, I understand that having a house is important if you have a family. I don't have a fucking family, and I have a fucking wife. I don't give a fuck about any of that. I have a hot tub, I have a jacuzzi, I live in a super badass area of town. I don't want to worry about any of that. And if I hear any more bullshit about why doesn't he have a fucking house, or why doesn't he have anything like that, because he's fucking doing infinite money, I'm studying infinite money. I don't know everything yet. I don't want a fucking house. If I see anything like that, everyone's getting fucking blocked, okay? I may have a house one day, I don't know. Maybe I will, maybe I won't, I don't know. Right now I don't want one, okay? Now, with that said, this is my car. It is a 2009 Shelby GT500. I'm gonna walk you through the entire fucking history of this car. Because, not necessarily just because of all the cocksucking pieces of shit, but also just because
See what I mean? He's so weird.
I think a lot of people are curious and they want to know, and I understand that, okay? So first and foremost, I bought this car in 2017. Or maybe
Angel Eyes, your dad should sue the police department if he has the money.
it was 16, something like that, okay? I bought it from CarMax. The car was bone stock. It had, the original owner was from Redondo Beach, okay? And they had driven the car basically back and forth to work. It had like 65,000 miles on it. We're talking stock clutch, everything, bone stock, okay? Now, come with me, I'll walk you around the car, okay? Now, as you can see, the car is lowered. If you bring the camera down, you can see how much fucking, that is
Oh
not,
my god, dude, are you gonna talk about the fucking plate?
I don't think I have it here. I should have got it for this video. And it basically says like trust, and then it has my trust name, and it says Trustee Brandon Joe Williams on the registration, right? Now, these are technically still motor vehicle plates, but they're underneath a private irrevocable trust. So we're getting there. I'm studying.
Oh boy, he's got a bunch of fake
I'm
plates.
getting there, right? Then, my next version is, this is when I started getting into the private motor carrier DOT.
Oh wow, they even look like real plates. That's not good.
You have the DOT number on the last plate.
Like, this probably wouldn't even just get charged as not having plates. This would be charged as, like, forged plates, because he's trying to make them look like real plates.
This is the first one that I actually put on my automobile, okay? These were on my automobile in California, in Los Angeles, for probably a year.
And he picked Florida, too, one of the most distant states where cops from California probably don't see a lot of Florida plates, so they might not immediately hone in on, that's a bullshit plate. Wow, what a fucking scumbag scam artist piece of shit.
A year and a quarter, maybe even a year and a half. These are the exact plates, one on the front and one on the back. And I drove around with these, never got pulled over, cops behind me, the whole 9 yards. As you can see, it says DOT number on the very bottom. It looks very similar to a Florida plate, but the way that the background is, it kind of like fucks up the numbers, so it's like you can tell it's not really that great. And like if anyone would have like looked kind of closely and they knew a Florida plate, they would notice that there's something kind of strange about this plate, right? It's not the best.
If you're so confident in this being legal, why do you feel the need to obfuscate it? Just curious. Kinda hypocritical, isn't it? He goes to the Sovereign Citizen Convention and talks about all this bullshit, but if you think it's real, why do you feel the need to obfuscate it behind the Florida plate thing? Shouldn't you just do it?
Printing in the world.
It's almost like he's lying and knows it's bullshit.
Never an issue, ever. Never got pulled over, never got asked any questions, nothing. I drive this car, you're gonna see, I'm gonna fire it up. It's fully straight piped. There is no mufflers on this car. It's loud as fuck, okay?
Douchebag.
So now,
If you modify your car to be louder, I hate you. If you modify your car to be louder, your brain should be studied for science. What the fuck is wrong with you? You trying to make other people's day worse? You trying to inconvenience everyone? Oh, look at you, you got a big loud machine. Cool. How's your dick? Probably small. Calm down. Jesus.
I'm going
Sorry, that shit just pisses me off. I hate, like, Harley Davidsons for the same fucking reason.
to show you. We're gonna put all these plates over here. And now I'm gonna show you, come over here. So this is the plate on the car now. You have to get down and really show it. This is a fully, so we have the Department of State, which is a completely non-patented. Anyone can use this. I looked it up before I used it because I didn't want to get in trouble for
Okay, it's still not legitimate.
some kind of weird patent. Now the original
I
diplomat.
also don't know if that's true. You're really not supposed to use the seals for, like, federal government agencies when you're not officially... Like, I don't know the exact law, but, like, I know for certain things that's not allowed, for sure. Jitara says, I've seen AI relationship posts where the human in the situation, regardless of gender, asks for, quote, the most authentic experience, though some are disappointed when the only thing the AI is good at is having virtual roleplay sex. I don't kink shame, as most of us here agree that adults should be able to do what they want consensually so long as nobody gets hurt. But in my opinion, these folks are being hurt by predatory AI companies, and shy, lonely teens have easy access to this trash. I agree.
Plates that are available from the Department of State are for motor vehicles only, commercial motor vehicles. If you look on those plates, the Department of State symbol is kind of cocked a little bit, like maybe like 8, 12 degrees. So I cocked it the same way. You have the same red thing, just like you'd have in the United Nations.
Oh, I'm an idiot. I just noticed he wrote diplomat. That's a crime. He's... Oh, no! He's, oh god, he's impersonating a diplomat. Oh god. Okay, so that's, don't do that. That's illegal. That's bad. Angel Eyes, thanks for gifting a sub. I appreciate it. For anyone who wasn't here at the beginning, by the way, today is the last day of 35% off gift sub bundles of 5 or more. So if you like the channel, consider gifting subs. Always helps. Thank you again, Angel Eyes.
Then you have the Amnesty Coalition. This is my DOT, private motor carrier DOT number. And
Cool! You still need a registration and license plate from a state.
Ambassador at large, non-commercial automobile, no expiration, okay? Now, we're gonna go to the front of the car.
Altered Undying, thank you for 5 tier 1 subs. How do you gift a sub? Is it a YouTube thing? No, it's a Twitch thing. On YouTube, there are memberships that people can gift, and I do YouTube member and patron-only streams.
It's the exact same plate, but it has a beauty cover around it that covers some of the lower stuff, just as I like it, and it says Shelby on it, okay?
Oh my god, the fact that it says no expiration date is a big red flag. Like, if I'm a cop and I see any plate that says no expiration, I'm gonna go, that's not legitimate.
Now we're gonna start up the car. I'm gonna show you. This car is a completely straight pipe, totally insane fucking car, and you're gonna stand right here. And I'm gonna show you. This is
I don't care for you to show off your stupid fucking Mustang, dude.
in the HOV, high occupancy vehicle lane. I drive wherever the fuck I want.
It's just a video of him announcing what an asshole he is. Yeah, I drive in the high occupant vehicle lane even though I'm one person in the car. Cause fuck society, that's why. Jesus. I can't even say what I want to about this guy. What a shame.
It's loud as fuck. It's totally insane. 800 horsepower. And I drive with these plates. I've been driving with these plates for like a month and a half, 2 months. No issues. Cops behind me, everything. Now,
This was a year ago. I wonder if he ever got this pulled over with these particular plates. His name is Brandon Joe Williams. Does anyone know? I know other people have covered him before, but I've never really gotten into covering him.
we're done with the car. Now we're gonna go to the motorcycle. This is a 2023 Triumph Speed Triple 1200 RS. It is absolutely glorious. It is so much faster than that car. It is probably 3 to 4 times faster than that car. This
What are the chances he doesn't believe helmet laws are good?
is a bona fide rocket ship death trap. And honestly, I don't even drive this thing that much because this thing is way more exciting, way more fun, and way more interesting to take around town. Okay, so let's talk about the motorcycle. Okay, so the motorcycle is almost completely bone stock. Okay, the
Zytam with 40 bits says link for reference. Oh yeah, all the different license plates. Oh, there's Corps of Engineer plates. Console. Oh, Diplomat. Oh, yeah. Wow. That's just, he's literally trying to look like a diplomatic plate. Hold on, let me pull this up in another tab so it's easier for you to see. Wow. Yeah, he is legitimately just trying to make it look exactly like an actual official United States diplomat plate. Holy fuck. That is super illegal, I bet. I would bet money that's illegal.
big difference between this motorcycle is, as you can tell, the stock exhaust on this motorcycle went up to here. Now, if you look, there's no passenger pegs on this motorcycle right here. So if you look right up in here somewhere, there's supposed to be a little thing, and then it comes down and it has the passenger pegs, and they basically fold out like this. I took them off because
Why?
This thing is a fucking death trap. I don't want people to ride on the back of the motorcycle. I don't care. This is for me. This is my spiritual transportation. This is my Harry Potter broomstick, shall we say? Okay.
Nimbus 2000.
So I took all that shit off. Now the cool thing about that is like, if any police officers want to pull me over, whatever, it's like I don't even have fucking passenger pegs. This is actually a little piece right here. You can come closer with the camera. This is actually on these bikes. This piece is replaceable, right? There's a replaceable passenger piece, and this like kind of cool seat area goes across this entire piece of plastic. You take this off, you basically take this piece out, and there's a little it's not quite is it a Phillips screwdriver? No, it's like a star. They give you the piece on that, you go screw, 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 it comes out, this piece goes click back, up, and then there's a full passenger seat that goes click down and then through, and then you re-screw it, and then you pop this back on, right?
Okay.
I don't have that on here.
You could just say it as a passenger seat that you can put on. You don't need to explain the specifics.
I don't have the passenger pegs on here, and the original stock exhaust, which was fucking huge. It goes way up to here
Are
like
you gonna
this.
okay, it gets to the plates.
Basically, that's it. Come over here. You're gonna be able to see on the back of this motorcycle.
It's funny that he still has diplomat plates on this. The diplomat riding this fucking motorcycle.
I have a plate, but it's like way down here. Now I can kind of bend this a little bit. I can put it back here. A lot of guys in LA and Southern California, they ride with these. They're called tucked, because I don't fucking care. Basically, that's the simplicity of it, right? So if you get in here and you can kind of look really closely, someone made me this custom plate. You can get in there as best you can, and you can show up top.
Jesus.
It says Diplomat Ambassador at Large. It looks very similar to the one.
You're not an ambassador! What are you the ambassador to? The land of delusion? Ooh.
Department of State symbol here. Private motor carrier DOT number here. The Amnesty Coalition here. No expiration here, and non-commercial here.
Yeah, that no expiration and non-commercial are both going to be huge red flags. Holy shit. That's crazy.
Now, with that said, this bike is almost bone stock. It's got the exhaust, it's got a custom tube. I did the hand tube myself with a little hand computer thing that I plugged into the bike myself, right? I've been fucking with cars and stuff since I was kind of young or whatever, right? Now, this thing is fucking loud.
I don't know, Angel Eyes, surprise me. Here's my P.O. box. Yeah, there's a link to my P.O. There's the address to my P.O. box if anyone wants to send me any DVDs or anything. Whatever you want to send me, as long as it's legal and not dangerous and doesn't smell bad. And is non-perishable, ideally. Afghanistan, thanks for gifting a sub. We get it, dude. You got a motorcycle.
With elbow pads, shoulder pads.
Alright, he showed us his stupid plate, so we can move on. Let's get to Cameron doing another traffic stop. 'Cause, yeah.
Does the window come down?
The window's good.
Does the window come down?
It's good.
This is, I think, the third traffic stop we've seen him in.
I can't hear you, man.
All right, I'll speak a little louder for you. How may I help you?
I can't hear you.
How may I help you?
The window needs to come down, otherwise I can't talk to you.
Okay,
I'll
well,
let you know we're being recorded. My camera's going.
all right.
So your window's gonna need to come down so I can talk to you.
It's good where it's at. Can you hear me a little better now?
I can't hear you.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. How may I help you? Why did you stop
I
me?
cannot hear you.
Why did you stop me?
The plates don't belong there. The plates are no good. They're expired. I gotta let you know we're being recorded. The plates don't even come back to anything. Do you have your license,
It's almost like they're bullshit.
registration, and insurance?
What crime has been committed?
He just said the illegality that has been committed is the fact that you're driving without plates.
I need your license, registration, proof of insurance.
Am I under arrest?
You're not
You're being detained.
free to leave. By law, you're required to carry and present a driver's license. Do you have it?
Am I under arrest?
You're being detained. And they're calling for
Am I
backup.
under arrest?
I need a driver's license.
Can you read me my Miranda rights?
They're not questioning you yet. They're not interrogating you. That's what Miranda rights are for. Basically, so you know that everything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have a right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed to you. Do you understand these rights as I have read them to you?
I just explained to you. By law, you're required to carry and present a driver's license.
What crime has been committed?
It's up to you, sir. If you'd like to present it, if you don't present it, yes, you'll be placed under arrest.
For what crime?
Right now, failure to present.
Fail to carry and present a driver's license.
First, there must be a RAS, reasonable.
Yes, the reasonable articulable suspicion is he scanned your license plates and they didn't come up to anything.
Articulable suspicion for a violation.
It's up to you, sir.
If I haven't sped off, or if I wasn't speeding, or if there is no violation.
There was a violation. I hate this man. I really hate this Cameron guy because he is intentionally obtuse, and if he is genuinely this ignorant, I don't think he should be driving a car in the first place, even if he had a license. He explained to you within 3 minutes ago, within 2 minutes ago, that your plate does not come back to anything. It is not registered. It needs to be. That's the violation.
Then I don't have to. Good. What crime has been committed? What violation? Exactly.
Exactly. He's not responding to my obvious intentional nonsense. I win! This is how kindergartners play games.
Read me my Miranda rights. You can fill this out to speak with me or get any information from here on out.
You can fill this out. I love when they try to give the cops, like, homework. Please fill out this paperwork. No, you are legally required to give them your driver's license. If you don't have one, you're breaking the law.
At this point in time, I'm going to reserve.
Does any sovereign citizen use the argument that I am in a car and not physically touching the ground, so therefore I'm not on U.S. territory? No, don't give them ideas, though.
My rights, because there's no crime that's been committed. Under the Privacy Act, I'm just going to reserve all my rights. I haven't committed a crime. There's no violation.
There is a violation. You don't have a license plate. You don't have a valid license plate. I don't think Cameron will ever hear this, but if he does, I know he's going to be pedantic about it, so I gotta try and be careful about my wording, because they're pedants! That's the whole point! They play word games and think it works like magic spells! They don't!
Am I free to go?
No! They're waiting for backup, because they're probably gonna... I don't even know what happens here, actually. I don't know if he gets arrested. No idea.
Am I free to go? Am I free to go? Do you have a sergeant on the way? I'm requesting a sergeant.
He has backup on the way. Does that count?
Am I free to go? I would like to request a sergeant if you don't mind. I would like to request a sergeant, please.
Okay.
I'd like to request a sergeant, please. That is how it works. If I'm requesting a sergeant, you have to have one on.
You can request one, and many departments do have a policy to try and get you a sergeant upon request, but it's not a law, and it's not something that there's no situation in which they're not allowed to. Like, a lot of departments do have a policy like that, but it's not like a hard rule that has no exceptions no matter what's happening. And again, it's not a law.
On duty at all times. Okay, well, I've requested a sergeant. You have to provide a sergeant. I've requested it, you're on...
To be clear, I don't even think this is a thing in all police departments, so... They make assumptions.
Camera being requested, a sergeant. I'd like to be free and on my way to go, sir. I'm trying to go to work, sir. Why'd you pull me over? There's no violation. Can I just go to work, please?
You clicked the link? No, it's this. It's not a link, it's just like here, see? P.O. Box 3320072, Flint, Michigan 48532. It's just in chat, it's not a link. I misspoke when I said link.
Please?
It's just Streamlabs posted it. Hold on, I can pin it for a sec. Oh, that's a wrong one. Sorry. Pinned the wrong comment. There we go. I'll pin that for 3 minutes.
Why you got me pulled over? Why do you have me pulled over? Why? You ran my plate? And what'd you find?
The plate doesn't come back to a car, and the plate that you have on the car is expired.
Oh, I think he's a state trooper, too. Yeah, he's state police. He's not even just a cop from, like, the local department. He's state police, which are even going to have different policies from, like, the local cops. These guys are, like, traffic enforcement on the highway and stuff.
And the, like I said, it doesn't even come back. It's a dead plate.
It's not a dead plate.
And by law, which is a violation.
It's a violation?
Required to carry and present a driver's license.
A driver's license? Under what violation did you pull me over? You can't just say I pulled you over, comes back to a dead plate.
Yes, they can, because that's illegal. Like, he doesn't need to cite you verbatim the specific law for him to know that's illegal, because it's illegal. That's a basic thing. And you can spend all day on your little fucking calls, Cameron, with your friends, talking and reading laws that you've cherry-picked to try and make a point that isn't true. It doesn't change reality. You can't bullshit your way into changing reality, as fun as that would be. That's not how this works.
I've already explained to you what's going on.
You said a dead plate.
Yeah,
Just
the
because
plate's
it doesn't
expired,
come
sir.
back in your
Are
system.
you going to present your driver's license?
What crime have I
Are you
committed?
gonna present your driver's license?
If you
sir?
could present me with
Are you
the...
going to present
If being an asshole was a crime, that one. As of right now, just the plate and failure to present.
your driver's license?
If you can give me a RAS...
He gave you one, you just don't like it. He gave you one. Sorry, I've been listening to this guy Cameron and his videos for like days, and he's such a fucking smug dickhead. He acts like he knows shit, and like, some of his videos creep me out. Like, I'll probably play you a video later if we have time, if not, I'll save it for another time. But the way that he does his live streams and like reads through the law, he doesn't just talk like a normal sovereign citizen. He talks like a religious leader. He does talks on the law like I see preachers do on the Bible. Like, it's like he's using the legal code as a framework to give a sermon. It's really creepy, and he has a lot of followers. So, I don't know. Orange flag on that.
I don't want to argue with you either, but you know I have rights.
You don't want to present it, that's your choice.
Okay, well, do you have a crime?
Say, is there anything I can say?
Do I have Gone with the Wind? Let me look. I don't know nothing about birthing no babies. Is it gonna... Second. I do not have Gone with the Wind. I would take it, sure.
To get you to go along with the program, sir.
Go along with the program? What does that mean? Go along with...
It means there's a law in place and you're not doing it, and that's causing this cop to have more paperwork, and it's going to be trouble for you, man, because you're breaking the law.
Is there anything
program.
I can get you to say to go along with the program today?
What does that mean, program? Just
Okay,
to do it?
Law. He means the law.
As you say,
I'll be upfront with you. By not carrying and presenting your driver's license today or ID, you're going to go to jail for that. If you don't, you know.
so you're gonna tell me if I don't give you my ID when you have given me no crime that I've committed.
You're driving with no registered plate. He explained that to you. You're selectively ignoring it. Doesn't matter.
Yes, sir.
You're gonna take me to jail and violate my constitution,
That's what's going to
my
happen.
constitutional rights.
No, actually, this isn't violating any of your rights. Fun fact.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And do
That
you,
cop is all thumb. True. The state troopers gotta get a different look, man. Those hats make them look like assholes. Like, I hate the state trooper hats. They never look good. No one has ever looked good in a state trooper hat. They always look like something like this, with the wide brim. Why?
you know that you'll be held liable for that because you're operating right now out of your jurisdiction, outside of your jurisdiction.
Unfortunately, that's what's gonna happen today.
That's United States Code Title 18, Section 242.
Yes, sir.
But why would you?
Unfortunately, that's what's
Okay,
gonna
well,
happen today.
you need to get a sergeant out here.
No.
Oh, jeez, what is that about?
He told you what it was about like 5 times!
They're pulling their car up like really close. Whoa! He just hit
Yeah, they're blocking you in, man, because you're a sovereign citizen.
my car. He just hit my car, y'all. He just hit my car, y'all. Y'all, he just hit my... They both just hit my... Oh my God, they both just hit my car, y'all. Oh my God, they just hit my car, y'all. Oh my God, they just hit my car, y'all.
You gonna repeat it again? I wonder if they actually did. I didn't see it. It's not impossible, though. They shouldn't do that. Funny, though.
So, again, I'm going to give you this opportunity. Are you
Tara says, I wonder if they hit his car, y'all. I don't know. He didn't say anything about it. Hard to say.
going to present your driver's license today?
First off, what is the reasoning for the
I
pull?
already explained it to you.
You didn't explain anything.
Or I did.
You said my plate doesn't come
I
back.
already explained it to you. You committed a violation.
What violation?
I've already explained it to you.
No,
sir.
you didn't. What violation? What violation?
He said it 7 times, dipshit! Do you need it spelled out? Your license plate is not real. It needs to be registered to the state. Do you get it? Sorry, I'm very Van Balian right now. I'm just calling him an idiot. I know that's not substantive criticism, but again, I've been listening to this guy's talks for days, and I have never seen a sovereign citizen more full of shit. He's up there with Marcel. He's not as unhinged as Marcel, but that's almost worse. Imagine Marcel, but with a little bit of pragmatism. Imagine Marcel, but with a little bit more self-control. Just enough. It's not good.
You don't have any plates. You don't have a good plate.
He's like Marcel, but with interpersonal skills, so he actively actually does have an audience that he is not alienating. He has followers that continue to grow. Marcel continually alienates his followers, so it's like a rotating cast of, 1 to 4 people at a time. This guy's just been growing an audience for like 2 years.
On the car, sir.
What does it come back
By
to?
law, you got to carry and present a driver's
He has 42,000 subscribers, and they just had a convention, which dozens of people went to.
license.
What-
What? Stopped by the police.
What does it come back to?
I already told you that, sir.
You didn't tell
Would you
me.
like to step out here and talk to me about it?
No.
Okay. So, again, this is something that's very minor.
That's really not good. This is the scariest group of sovereign citizens I've seen while I've been doing this show, because they are all delusional and they are all feeding off each other. Individual sovereign citizens can learn, right? Because they can be separated from the belief, they can be shown the consequences of their actions, and maybe they can realize what they're doing isn't accurate and they got tricked on the internet. When they're in a group like this, that is a high control group, that is constantly monitoring beliefs of the other members to make sure everyone kind of stays in line, at least to some extent. They do have differences of opinion on the sovereign citizen thing, but everyone in the group is a sovereign citizen and fundamentally believes the basic Sovcit stuff. So the fact that they are in this group, they will never leave it of their own volition, or at least most of them won't, because it's a sense of community. They're all constantly egging each other on. They're one-upping each other. It's not good.
Okay.
That's true. Rise of the Moors is also pretty scary.
Would you like to give me
And more militant, at least as of right now. So I agree. They're probably more scary.
your name and date of birth?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
Hey Trey, hope the new phone's cool.
Once you give me a reasonable
You should have joined the cult of the foldy phone like me. It's so nice. It does the fold.
articulable suspicion of a crime.
I already told you, sir. You committed a violation.
What violation did I
You
commit?
don't have
He explained it. License plate.
a plate on this vehicle, sir.
There are plates on this
plate is
vehicle.
that plate.
Stop trying to play semantic games, you fucking ass. You know what he means. You know he means not registered ones. Why are you like this? Did your parents never tell you no? Or did they only tell you no? I can't tell.
It's no good.
I'm gonna pull out paperwork for the vehicle. Is that okay?
Okay, the plate's no good, but I need your name first.
They're gonna
You
pull
wanna
out some handcuffs and take you to jail. Is that okay?
That's fine. Go ahead and pull it out. But I still need your name and date of birth, sir.
Well, I
Roll down
don't.
the
I
window
don't.
so I can hear you, sir. That would be great. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Bravo Needs Bacon says, seeing Sovcits and frauditors makes me glad I have real friends. They would stop talking to me if I pulled this crap. Yeah. Zytam says I had a folding razor and it cracked at the fold in 3 months, never again. That sucks. I haven't had that problem. My only problem was with the first generation of the flip phone like this, and this was stupid of me. I took it to the beach, which you're really not supposed to do, especially then, because it's not dust proof. And it got fucked up from that. But the subsequent generations have really helped improve the design. But I understand if people don't want to take that risk. I have insurance on it, in fairness. I pay like $5 a month, and then if it breaks or gets lost or stolen, I can just pay a small like fee and then get a whole new phone. So for me, it's worth it, because I also use it for this show, watching stuff, researching, so. And reading comics.
Dude, that wasn't very difficult, was it?
Well, you haven't given me an RAS.
An ORS?
RAS, reasonable articulable suspicion.
That's why they tapped his car. It's still running. Oh, cops will sometimes they'll touch a part of your car, if for those that don't know this, because it'll put their fingerprint on the car. So if you like try and get away and then later they catch you, they can identify the car for sure by going, I put my fingerprint here, it should still be there. And then it generally will be. So that might have been what they were doing. I don't know, though.
Of a crime that's been committed.
There's no crime, it's a violation, sir.
But that's what I'm saying, like,
I told you.
you didn't give me a violation,
I
though.
told you. That is-
Yes, he did. Many times. You just don't like it.
Listen,
Please learn the difference between something you don't like and something that someone doesn't say. I can't believe I have to say this. Just because someone said something you don't like or don't agree with doesn't mean they didn't say it.
to me.
You didn't give me a
Listen,
violation,
I
Nelson.
did, sir.
Nelson,
I did, sir.
Nelson, you didn't give me a violation,
Sir,
Nelson.
the plate, you have no plate. That plate's no good.
Papa
You have to-
Bear,
Sir,
Papa Bear, my guy
I hate how he calls people Papa Bear.
the guy that I bought this car from, he's already told me he registered it and everything, man.
the plate's no good, sir.
How much would you need to donate to get me to wear a cool, stylish Fascinator hat? You can choose the color on the show. What's a Fascinator hat?
Watch this.
And plus, if it
Let me
Look how they got me, bro. They've had me on the side of the road like this for 30 minutes. They got this car blocked in. They done damaged and scratched the paint. Then this dude right here, he done backed up, scratched my paint too, bro.
Oh, like one of these
Like they done
things?
totally, fucked up my car,
I
bro.
think I used to have something along the lines of this. I don't know where it is. Huh.
They scratched the fuck out my shit. And there's 3 of them here. I've been standing here for like 30 minutes now on the side of the road. They're towing my private property without due process
Does this
whatsoever.
tiny witch hat count?
And then they're saying,
No, I do have one of those somewhere, but I don't know what it is. I'll try and find it for future streams.
you know, hey, if you're just learning, bro, stand up for the Constitution. Do the right thing. This is bullshit, bro.
Trying to get the other training state trooper on his side. That doesn't make any sense. That's not how anything works.
This is ridiculous. So you're telling me there's not a sergeant on duty right now?
I'm sorry, the hard cut to him in the police department is gold.
This is ridiculous. So you're telling me there's not...
I feel like we missed something here. Oh, holy Kuleshov effect, Batman. Now that's storytelling.
Not a sergeant on duty right now.
For the Portland office, there's not a patrol sergeant on right now. That's correct.
You have no superior on duty right now.
Not any patrol sergeants on right now, man, but I can happily take your information. They can give you a call.
What senior officer can I speak to right now within this state in your department?
You can call dispatch,
Dispatch?
star OSP.
Okay. What about your...
But there's no patrol sergeant on right now.
Okay, no patrol sergeant. That's fine. Who's the highest senior executive in your department?
You mean like the head of the department?
Yeah, who is your senior trooper?
Superintendent? Is that what you're asking?
Who's your superintendent?
Casey Cotting.
That's right. It is, Casey. Now, how can we get in touch with Casey for these violations that have occurred today?
You can, if I can look it up for you, you can call our main office in Salem, the headquarters.
Okay, can we do that?
That's fine.
I'm gonna give Casey a call. Because I know I've already sent him my information. I know he has it. That's why I didn't my car don't pull up. So,
Yeah, I can give that number. Just like a little. Okay.
Sorry, having to explain to the cop how the little drawer works is funny to me.
Yeah, I mean, that's for general headquarters in Salem, so.
well, what is
Zolit
specific?
says, also, Hannah, when you mentioned that it feels like a cult, I honestly had the gut feeling this was a cult when you first covered their talk show. It's got a weird vibe. It's creepy. I'm sure they would vehemently disagree and they would laugh, by the way, at me saying this, because part of their ethos is not respecting authority, so I'm sure they would go, a cult? What are you talking about? And it's like, believe it or not, yes, you can have a cult where one of the core tenets is not believing authority. You're just cognitively dissonant about that. You absolutely treat Cameron like an authority, even though you act like, no, we don't have any authority here.
Specifically, Casey's phone number?
I don't have that number.
Oh, you don't have it?
I do not.
Is there no way that y'all can find that number for me real quick?
You could probably Google it.
If you call that number, I'm sure they can link you to like his direction or somebody in that
Has this guy never used a phone tree before?
office.
And if they don't, you can find it for me as a service, as far as public service. I mean, you're serving. So I was just wondering.
I know headquarters, they'd be happy to help you on that front. Not a problem. So,
Okay. And if they're unable to, can I have y'all help me with that here?
so general headquarters will be able to assist you.
Okay.
They got a bunch of staff in there, so.
Okay. And just for the record, if they're unable to help me, I can get some assistance here on trying to get in touch with Superintendent Casey.
Yeah, but that's where like I said, there's not a patrol sergeant on right now. So if you want to talk to somebody at general headquarters, that's where I would recommend you call. So.
And is there any way that y'all can give a call over to Senior Trooper Nelson to see if he can give me a call back?
I could ask, absolutely.
Okay, so could we get...
What's your name?
Okay, Cameron Wilson. Because ERON.
Wilson?
Yes, ma'am. It's 503 our great creator. You see what I'm saying? If there ain't no crime that's been committed, like why am I being harmed? You feel me?
There was illegality. You violated the statutes as they exist for operating a motor vehicle on public roadways. Why are you ignoring the thing they keep telling you?
Can't debate any.
No, I feel you. I'm just talking to you as a human, you dig? Like I'm indigenous to this land.
Is it a decentralized or decentralized cult? What do you mean? Like, are they all in one location? No, they do a internet, like, get-together. They did do a conference where they met up recently, but most of them are around the country, so they are not in one place. But more or less, this Cameron guy is the leader. It's a little diffuse, but he's sort of the leader.
Like, my people go back, way back. So to see to where someone feels they can come here after hundreds of years and implement some rules and then think they can just do whatever they want to me.
I should point out, I'm pretty sure he thinks that black people are the indigenous population of the United States, like Moorish citizens do. So yeah, maybe tuck that in your brain somewhere.
Hey, that's him. That's Law, right there. Yo, get Law.
Trooper Law.
Get Law. What?
You're not here to get your vehicle out of impound, you need to go.
What are you talking about?
Okay. So,
Tina, thank you for the raid. Welcome, Raiders. I'm Hannah. Today we're looking at sovereign citizens. Right now we're looking at a guy who's sort of in charge of a weird sovereign citizen pseudo-cult, complaining that his vehicle got taken because he doesn't have plates. Surprise. Make sure you check out Tina 2 if you haven't here on Twitch.
What?
How was your stream, Tina?
What? What the heck
glad it was
just
good.
happened, bro? Oh, man. Wow.
Can't believe they told me to leave after I was harassing people.
Is that what just happened? Today I was stopped on false pretenses. I'm here at your department.
They were not false pretenses. You don't have a license plate or a driver's license, sir.
The Portland sector here in Milwaukee, the Milwaukee office. Today I was stopped by Guy Nelson with no probable cause whatsoever.
He told you the I'm calm. I'm calm. Serenity now. Serenity now. We're fine. We're fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. He told you the probable cause many times. You're just playing some stupid-ass game where you're pretending you don't hear it. You're just literally ignoring it like a child. It's insane. It's pathetic. This is the stupidest scamming. It's literally predicated on just, like, annoying people into doing what you want. It's disgusting.
This probable cause was set off the aspect that he said when he ran my license plate that it was not registered to anybody. Right here is the DMV title and registration with my license plate and my name. What you'll see at the bottom here is that I signed under the Uniform Commercial Code UCC 1-308. What that institutes is that anybody can sign with their own signature reserving all of their rights. I have done so. And in that
Hey, fun fact, that doesn't do dick or shit. It does not do anything. It doesn't do anything. You are wasting your life.
aspect, what it seems is that the DMV has put me under a private registration within their system.
That's not far from you. You could hang out with this guy, but why would you want to? I guess he does have a lot of good drugs, probably. We've seen him smoke weed a lot on stream, and he probably has really good weed.
By the claim that I am a private citizen, okay? Also is the title to the vehicle, okay? Also the payment to the DMV. So I was literally pulled over on a false pretense.
No, you don't have a registered plate.
That the vehicle had not been registered. I also received a
It's that you didn't have a plate that came back to anything. You were driving without a registered plate. If you have it registered and just don't have the plate on the car, that's pretty stupid of you to do. It's still a violation to drive without it.
ticket from your officers for failure to register the vehicle. That's a false pretense. So I'd like to address this today to try and see if we can get this taken care of. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Today is May 24th. I am advising of the damage that was caused to my vehicle. Damage here and damage here that was caused by the police department or state police.
Oh, by the way, he admitted to how he gets this stuff out of impound without paying a fee. Basically, there's a fee to release it, but there is not a fee, apparently, to have it towed to a different place. So he pays a tow truck to tow it like a block over, and then he just has him drop the vehicle. So, yeah. Or rather, that's how he gets it out without, registering it and getting insurance. I'm not sure if they still don't charge him. But normally, to get it out of impound, you would have to show you registered it, but you don't have to, I guess, if you're just having it towed somewhere, because they assume you're not going to drive it. Or at least that's the idea. But of course he does. So that's fun.
Looks as though there's some damage here as well.
Do I think Harcourt Fenton Mudd would try and pull this opposite stuff in the future? You can't arrest me, Kirk. I'm not part of your federation. I don't think so, because I think he's smarter than that. I think his schemes are generally more well thought out.
Here as well. And this is to the rear. Today, Friday, May 31st, I sent a complaint in. This complaint is filled with pertinent information in regards to the failure to comply with the Privacy Act and a lot more in relation to the violations that occurred to me. Again, this was filed on Friday, May 31st at 5:46 p.m. through their website. Who says? That's a policy, it's not law. So,
So you can find it on the website. Thank you. Have a good day.
Excuse me.
Wait a minute, you're telling me people won't interact with me if I'm an asshole? Crazy.
Excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me?
Excuse me, ma'am, I'm making
What are you throwing your hands
content.
up for? Okay. These people be acting crazy with me.
Yeah, these people be acting crazy. It's not you, I'm sure.
What are you shaking your head for now? Hello?
My supervisor told you to leave, sir.
I'm actually kind of concerned. I hadn't thought about this. He has a prosthesis. If he gets arrested, if he goes to jail, I assume he doesn't keep the prosthesis. Do they make you, if you have like a prosthetic like that, go around without it when you're in jail or prison? Because like they take away anything that could potentially be used as a weapon, you know? And I know it wouldn't be smart to use a prosthetic as a weapon. They're very, very expensive. But like cops don't care. They're just gonna take it, right? And that fucking sucks.
Told me to leave? This
Seems cruel and unusual. I would agree, but like
public building.
You can't.
Depends. They probably make him use a wheelchair if they take it. I guess I could see that. Ugh, that makes me uncomfy.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
House, there's signs that says no recording in the courthouse. You need to leave, sir.
This isn't the courthouse.
This is the courthouse.
No,
Sir,
this is actually
don't make me call the deputies.
Deputies? Is that a threat?
I'm asking you to stop recording. You're not allowed to record in this courthouse.
I'm not in the courthouse.
This is a courthouse.
This is the courthouse.
Nah, this is the lobby.
We have
The lobby of what, sir? The lobby of what building? Like, in terms of, like, sovereign citizen semantic stuff, he's not even good at it. His semantics don't make sense. We're in the lobby. Yeah, the lobby of the courthouse. What the fuck are you talking about? Who do you think this is fooling other than your dumbass followers?
Signs that are posted all around that says you're not allowed to record.
That's
You need to leave.
irrelevant. I don't have to leave.
You are being requested to leave.
Requested.
You know what, if
You are
you
to
can't
leave.
abide by rules, then you need,
What
I need to
rules?
ask you to leave.
What rules?
No recording in the courthouse.
Is that a law?
Yes, it's our rule.
Okay, that's not. You're not gonna violate my constitutional rights.
Get a call code 1 then.
Baja says, from what I can see, the ADA protects prisoners from having prosthetics taken. That's good.
You have to.
That's one less thing for me to worry about. I can go back to being okay with him being arrested.
You'll be dealing with deputies. We don't have time for this.
Oh, you don't? Looks like you do. You're just sitting on your ass.
Sir, we are asking you not to record in the lobby,
You can ask all you want.
and you're not allowed to record in the courthouse. It is posted right there.
Do you know what
Where it
Title
says-
18, Section 242 of the United States Code
We're
is?
not law enforcement. We're
Okay,
asking
that's
you to
right.
leave.
That's deprivation of rights under the color of law. Your policies have no jurisdiction over
Sir,
me. I'm gonna do
you
whatever I
leave.
want to do. No. You ain't running nothing. Like, y'all are public servants. You don't just tell the... Yeah, you are public servants. You work for the government. Don't you understand that?
We don't work for the government.
Who you work for? Are you employed by this courthouse?
No, we're not.
Yeah, who you employed by?
He's probably a contractor, or rather, he's probably an employee of a security company, a private security company that works for the courthouse, that's contracted by the courthouse, if I had to guess.
Doesn't come.
Okay, well then don't talk to me because you have no precedent over the top authority.
I promise you as an individual are not the top authority in virtually any situation.
Like, I'm over all of y'all. Y'all are all public servants.
Did you know that you can just harass public servants and nothing will happen?
I just don't get why y'all get rude with people.
You're being rude, cunt! I'm so yelly today, I'm sorry. I had a long day at work again. Okay, let's move on to something else for now.
License there, please? There, mate. Sure. Safeguard anyway. Where are we now? What? And you did a U-turn to come back? That's correct. And why would you do that, sir? Because I told you, based off the terms of roadside testing. I'm just letting you know that I'm under the Commonwealth of the Constitution of Australia. Yep. And so are you. Yep, no worries. Right? Come on, mate. I'm going to work, mate. So okay. I'm letting you know now that...
Did they arrest him? I don't know, he cut off that video.
I had a license, they cancelled it, as in...
He also cut out the earlier arrest in the video. I think he cuts out when he gets arrested because he knows that's a bad look for his channel. Because he charges people money. He charges people money for advice. He calls himself an attorney at fact. Which is a thing, but not the way he's portraying it. Basically, it's a fiduciary or like someone with the power of attorney. But that doesn't mean you can give people legal advice for money. You're not a lawyer just because you have the power of attorney. Power of attorney means you have the decision-making ability instead of someone pertaining to specific matters.
In the space of 2 weeks, the New South Wales Police, because I'm trying to expose the pedophilia in Gosford. Okay. So
always the obsession with pedophilia with these people. They all think they're fighting some shadow war against, like, cartoonishly evil people. Hey, guess what? No, it's not. You're actually a pretty bad person in this scenario.
they can't.
You the most evil person ever? No, but, like, you're not great.
So my license, I've had it for, since I was 17? Yep. They cancelled it by giving me a fine for having my phone on my lap. Okay. All right, twin 5 points. So I'm challenging that. 25 points. Two lots of 5 points. Okay, sorry. Right? Yep. So
also, we are about halfway through the stream, so if you missed my earlier little calls to action, it's the last day of 35% off gift sub bundles of 5 or more, so if you want to help the stream, gift subs are always a nice way to do so, and they keep other people in the community from having to watch ads, which is nice. And also like the stream on YouTube. Thank you.
Challenging that, I went to the court. I put the paperwork through to go to the court. Yep. Right, and they've ruled a decision without me even being present in the court. Okay. Right.
Okay, that happens when you don't show up to court. Did you think not going to court was going to stop it from happening? No.
So I feel, 2 seconds. Pull everything out.
Crunchy noises.
What's your first name, Kent? No, you guys work for the government, contact through them, and you guys lock the state down. Don't change the subject.
We're employed by the government, but
Right,
the government made the rules.
Anyway, I'll let you know now.
Phyllis Filler, thanks for tier 1 6 months in advance. Thank you very, very much. 25 months, wowzers. Thank you. And Nemesaur, thank you for gifting 20 tier 1 subs. Wow. Very generous, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so Stephen, obviously I'm going to be, what you've just told me, I'm going to be asking some further questions. You don't have to say I'll do anything.
That's right,
Anything you say I'll do is being recorded. Do you understand that?
All good.
So my name is Senior Constable Murphy. I work
Get your
for the
radio plate,
Highway
mate.
Patrol.
DN81B booth. That's private registration, that one, mate?
No, it's not private registration.
It's not a government plate, that one.
All right, I'm not having this discussion with you. Okay?
All right, I'm just letting you know.
You said your licence is cancelled.
No.
You said they cancelled your licence.
The RTA's cancelled the licence.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're driving illegally.
So that's what I mean.
So my license, can I have a look at it?
Yeah.
My licence sitting there right now. I have a truck licence, I have a motorbike licence.
Okay.
Right? And they put it through for a camera, right? I have my phone on my lap.
Okay.
So a truck driver under equity law has a CB. You know, you can do all that. Under equity law, I win the case. Under common law.
Okay.
I've committed no harm, there's no crime.
So what do you mean by the government, what do you mean that they've cancelled your licence?
Well, it's gone through saying I don't have a licence because I have an event number with the New South Wales Police for the deaths and the homicide of the people that have taken vaccines. So this is a very, very serious crime. Okay. The number one.
Oh, he's an anti-vaxxer. I'm shocked.
Crime. So right now you're being filmed.
Dumb beliefs cluster together.
Going live.
That's fine.
The number one crime in the country right now, the deaths and the vaccines being rolled out to our kids, the autopsies, the epilepsies, the spaghetti.
Sir, please get off BitChute and literally read any book. You could read Amelia Bedelia for all I fucking care. Just get off the internet.
I'm just going to stop you there.
Right,
okay. At the end of the day,
I'm happy to do it. 1, 2.
Not you guys. You guys are cool. Stay on the internet and watch me.
Oh, yep. I'll just take your licence.
No.
Thank you. I'll take your licence.
Take it, mate. All good. Take it.
You
want the plate?
Late last night.
No, mate, I don't drink. I don't drink, mate. I do have a drink now and again.
You're Australian. I don't believe you don't drink. Is that even allowed?
Nothing wrong with that.
I drink water, mate. I'm against the fluoride in the water causing cancers in our kids.
Oh my god, and fluoride. I should check out if this guy for Tinfoil Tuesday. Angel Eyes, thank you so much for gifting 5 tier 1 subs and kicking off a hype train. Thank you very much.
Mate, the epilepsy.
7, just 1 to 10, please.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
59% to level 6. Already a crazy hype train. Terradona, thanks for gifting 2 tier 1 subs. Wow.
All right. Have you been subjected to drug testing before?
I don't do drug testing.
Okay, that's all right. But have you done it? Have you been?
I'm not consenting to giving any of my saliva.
Okay.
Sorry.
Raja, thanks for 40 months with Prime. Level 6 complete. Wow. Thanks, everyone.
Like I said, my name's Senior Constable Murphy. I work at Green Highway Patrol.
Yep.
All right, you haven't been.
It's been a long day, but it helps knowing bills get paid and stuff. So thank you.
It's a roadside test, and that includes drug testing as well. So I will tell you.
Have you heard of it?
Just let me finish.
This is a targeted attack, mate.
Okay.
You know this is a targeted attack. This is a targeted attack again. This is a targeted attack by the Freemasonic police.
Freemasons! Wow, we should play bingo with this guy.
I'm not part of Freemasons.
You are part of Freemasons.
Okay.
Freemasons run the police.
So you are required to submit to this drug test. If you fail,
can you admit that Freemasons run?
Oh no, the checker pattern on the hat. There's a black and white checker pattern on the hat, and conspiracy theorists think that's a signal that Freemasons are about. So that's definitely a thing he believes.
The police?
I can't admit that, no.
They admit that they run the police.
So, as I said, you are required to submit to this drug test. If you fail or refuse this drug test, you may be committing an offence. Do you understand that?
I'm claiming Regina versus Banner, that I've committed no crime.
If you refuse
Regina
or fail,
versus Banner is a case law.
Okay. This is how it's going to go.
I'll do that. I'll do that.
All right.
I'll do that.
Because you'll be placed under arrest otherwise if you don't.
Right.
Okay? So I'm just telling you straight out. All right?
Right.
So this is a drug test.
So people that use medical marijuana are allowed to drive vehicles,
well, there's
as long as it's not in their system and they're not impaired.
It's the THC component, all right? There's two types of medicinal cannabis.
Do you have a medical marijuana license?
One that has THC in it, one that doesn't.
Right.
All right, the people that want to drive, they're required to use medicinal cannabis without the THC. And then...
People are driving everywhere with THC in them right now.
Okay, that's illegal. That's illegal. Saying other people are committing crimes has nothing to do with you in this interaction.
And they've been driving for 20, 30 years. Police officers down where we live have cannabis in them and smoke all the time on a highway.
Okay, well that's not good. They shouldn't do that. You shouldn't drive while impaired on any substance. I get it. Substances can be very fun. I'm not against it by writ large or anything. Just don't fucking put other people in danger. Just don't drive.
I'm not talking about anybody else at the moment.
I'm talking about the police officers on the Central Coast that smoke cannabis and drive the vehicles. Okay. So I'm happy to do that. If you do that right in front of me now, I'll do that. That's called common law.
He's not, though.
That's not how it's going to work, all right? You are required to submit to this test, right?
So right now, if I go guilty on that, right, a positive test.
You said you don't take drugs, so this should come back.
I don't do vaccines. I don't do any of big pharma drugs. I do natural herb plants.
Okay.
Okay, so you smoke weed. At minimum, you smoke weed.
100%. If you want to call a plant a drug, well, that's...
Yes, many drugs are based on plants. Yes, correct. There are poisons that are made using plants. I hate this woo-woo thing where people are like, they're plants, man. They're fucking natural. Nightshade is natural. You want to eat some? So dumb.
That's...
Like cocaine, as someone, other people pointed out, Hobo Sapien on YouTube. Cocaine is produced from the coca leaf being processed quite heavily, and opium, yes.
Like, look at
mushrooms, peyote.
Stuff up here.
All right. So the 3 tabs there, I'm going to ask you to swipe up and down.
I'm just going to have a drink of fluid first.
No, you're not. If you do,
all right.
You'll be interfering with the test.
Right. Tomatoes are in the nightshade family. Yes, and their stems are actually poisonous.
All right.
This has been no contract, no joinder, no consent. Okay. Right? I've committed no harm. I haven't committed a crime.
Okay, that's fine. All right. But you are required to do this test.
I am required to do this. So who is required to do the test?
You are required to do this test.
So me or Stephen?
All right.
You've just said you are required to do the test.
You're known as Stephen Gregory Carter from Unit 27 of 1001, the entrance road, Foresters Beach.
Right.
Okay. That is the license you produced to me. There's your photo on it.
I don't own Stephen Gregory Carter. So, you know that, don't you?
I'm going to ask you to...
The simple birth certificate, the ownership of the birth certificate is owned by the state.
I've now asked you 3 times. All right?
Right.
I'm going to ask you for the 4th time.
And what happens if I go guilty on that?
If this comes back positive, I'll place you under arrest.
Right.
We'll do a secondary roadside test, secondary test on the roadside here.
Right.
Okay, if that goes positive on the roadside again,
right,
I'll issue you with a prohibition notice from driving for a period of 24 hours.
And if I reject that now, and I claim my constitutional rights of Section 92 of our Commonwealth Constitution,
I'll place you under arrest, and we'll go back to Hornsby Police Station.
Thank you for that incredible hype train, everyone.
Right. So
that's what's going to happen.
Really
either way, if I go
you.
guilty on that, I'm going back to the Hornsby Police Station.
If this comes back negative, then we don't have an issue.
I smoked a joint last night to go to bed.
I do see that is a problem with roadside tests. We need to figure out a better way to do roadside tests for things like weed. But frankly, I think this guy is probably high right now. H-Baird says, because of the accent, I'm just assuming the Sobsit is Ken Ham. I wish. Sobsit presuppositionalism. Let's go.
Because that doesn't mean this test is going to come back positive.
Well, the thing is, my daughter has had the vaccine, had a hair falling out. We've been screaming out to the police, the witness statements all around the country.
All right.
And we
yeah, that's definitely not true.
Smoke a joint to go to bed and relax.
That doesn't mean this is going to come back positive.
No worries.
Okay, so the 3 tabs up and down your tongue from the back to the front a few times. So just scrape it up and down your tongue.
Just remember.
Okay, so it is a little more recent. It's reading the tongue, and as long as you brush your teeth and stuff, you should be fine, right?
I'm not impaired. I can walk a line now. I walk every morning.
It's not about impairment.
Right, so I've broken no laws, road rules. I've committed no crime, but I'm doing this consenting to Stephen Carter. I don't even know the birth.
It's unreliable. You know how unreliable? Like, I'm not saying it. I get it. I get it. But just like as a initial test, how is it?
Birth name, that's owned by the state, right? You got that. Everyone knows that.
Okay.
So what you guys are enslaving us to do this, we're going to do a job, you kick us out of our home. The pedophiles in Gosford, the pedophile priests are running the town. You work for the Freemason pedophile police.
Okay, sir. I said a couple of times, please, up and down your tongue. Thank you.
No. I can't do much more than that, mate. Don't. Mate, we can't be any more honest. Our kids are dying, vaccine deaths everywhere, and yet you're pulling us over.
There's not, sir. There isn't. Please get off the internet.
The police smoke joints and do this every night.
At this moment in time, I'm giving you a formal direction.
Just to sit on the side.
No. I'm giving you a formal direction. Do not place anything in your mouth. Liquid.
Sorry, sir. I forgot about the two wrongs make a right doctrine. My bad.
Not until I get the results of this test back. So you've been given a formal direction.
Right. And I'm claiming Regina versus Benno, which is the law. You guys, it's a private registration. You're under an ABN of a foreign
what's the
corporation.
registration plates on your car?
What's the registration?
What's the registration plates on your car?
That's the whole thing. What is it?
Well, you're telling me I've got private plates on my
the
car,
old days,
registration
well,
plates
this is
on
the
your
bullying part of the king. I mean, the old days we'd have a horse and cart, we'd go down the road in our buggies, but yet you make us put plates on our car when we can drive freely. You know, the Constitution, which is the Commonwealth right here.
Oh, I'm not getting into this with you.
Commonwealth Constitution, I'm allowed to drive freely. Section 109, Section 92.
Okay, if that's the case,
that's the highest law of the country.
Then why do you pay registration?
Because we're bullied to by you guys.
But if you believe that so strongly...
I'll take my plates off right now and give you my plates and give you the licence back. I don't need it.
If you believe that so strongly, why do you pay to renew your licence? Why do you pay to renew your registration?
Because we're bullied to by the police, or we get decked and ripped out of our car, which have been done by Gosford. Pulled out of my...
Bravo needs bacon. The slightest inconvenience equals this is slavery.
...car and decked on the ground. Okay. So I've suffered major trauma from you guys.
So in relation to your licence, you said it's cancelled.
And this is going to be a personal...
Where did this cops are pedos line come from with sovsits? That's not a typical sovereign citizen thing. I think that's more borrowed from the fact that he appears to be a general, conspiracy theorist. So I assume he's kind of mixing in some pseudo QAnon, Pizzagate type stuff in with all this.
Tour to claim me versus you, but we go to court personally now.
How long's your licence been?
I'm going your house now because you guys have already taken mine and my kids.
Okay.
And my kids are in.
How long has your licence been?
Oh, he lost his kids. Oh boy.
Cancelled for? You said it was cancelled.
I heard it was. I went to the RTA yesterday and had a check on it.
Yep.
And she said, no, you've lost your licence. I said, what? I've lost my licence. I've had 3 points on my licence, and I've lost it from 2 issues of a fine from a camera, which is up at Mount White.
Okay.
Right? And I said, that's bullshit. I said, truckies can use their CBs. Anyway, I challenged it to go to court.
Yep.
The paper went through to my parents' house.
Yep.
Right? My parents have taken an AVO out because they're in the Freemasons.
Okay.
Right? So they've had my daughters, and my kids are now vaccinated up and very sick.
Yep.
Right? And yet you guys are still rolling out these vaccines. It's still allowed.
I'm not rolling out the vaccines.
Yeah,
but you
sir, they're fine.
For the police.
They're more than fine. They're good.
Who lock the state down, who endorse all this stuff and encourage...
The police don't inject you with vaccines.
No, but you encourage, you lock the state down and you mandated it.
The government locked the state down.
Stop palming the buck. The buck is being palmed.
That was a few years ago.
Right? A few years ago. There's people dying from trauma right now, everywhere.
No, there's not.
Yeah, but the government set the rules, not me.
The witness statement is right here. Mate, this is the witness statement of... This has been viewed 1.5 million times, right? And this is right now. This is the crime of the country. And you got Albanese signing up to roll in a new Moderna vaccine from the health minister.
So, Stephen, if you want some good news, your drug tests come back negative. So I'm not sure why you were panicking so much.
Because I smoke a joint to go to bed, mate, to relax.
Right.
It's medicine.
You sure it was cannabis?
Oh, fucking go. It's cannabis. It is cannabis. Mate, I want to work with you guys like no tomorrow. But the thing is... How do we say this? How do we stop the vaccines being pushed by Greg Hunt and these guys?
So tired of anti-vaxxers. Wonder why. It's almost like one of them is in power right now.
Right, killing our kids. Which are your kids, which are causing accidents.
Well,
anyway.
Greg Hunt's got nothing to do with it anymore. He's not even in government.
Well, who's the health minister now? Who are we now?
Ryan Park.
Ryan Park. Well, Ryan Park
is right. The Australian Labor Party is in government in New South Wales.
Yeah, I'm not
Chris Minson's the Premier. Ryan Park is the...
Well, that's funny. He didn't even know who the current politicians were.
Health Minister. So Greg Hunt's got nothing to do with it.
Well, right now, the vaccines are still toxic and hurting our kids.
Yeah, but right now...
No, they're not.
No, but the kids, they're still getting rolled on TV. So the mentality of people, if you put the good thing, the police, it's all about doing no harm.
Look, I've had three.
Anyway, I want to become a copper, mate.
I've had 3 doses of the vaccine. I've had no issues.
No.
So, all right, just sit tight, mate.
Same. I had at least 3. I think it was at least 4 with the booster. I want to get it again.
See what the issue is.
Especially with how crazy shit's getting.
With your license.
Oh, he's got a crazy car. That's lovely. Alright, we can move on. This one surprised me, because normally sovereign citizens are pretty slovenly. And when I first put on this video, I was like, oh, where's the sovereign citizen? Chat, it's this guy. I turned this on and I was like, oh, this has got to be a lawyer. He's wearing a suit. He's wearing a tie. No, he's a crackpot. The power of a suit to make you think someone's legitimate. Kind of incredible.
This is State of Kansas versus Quentin Lawrence Height. It's case number 2025 TR 1215. Quentin Height appears apparently on his own Zoom.
RFK wears a suit and a worm wears him.
Jaron Regier appears on behalf of the state of Kansas and the Butler County Attorney's Office. For Height, court has an information before it which alleges in count 1.
Oh, and this guy is in that group I was talking about, the group that Cameron runs. He's from his group. I've seen him in the calls. He's in the calls that they do together. So this guy is one of his disciples. Don't want to forget to mention that.
The charge of interference with law enforcement, a Class A non-person misdemeanor punishable by up to $2,500 fine and up to 1 year in the county jail or both. In count 2, failure to register a vehicle, an unclassified non-person misdemeanor punishable by up to 30 days in the county jail and up to a $500 fine or both. What are your intentions regarding a plea here this afternoon, Mr. Height?
Good afternoon. I do not intend to plead.
Why is that, Mr. Height?
He's probably friends with Sydney and Sean, most likely.
I have a few clerical things I'd like to clear up. Did you personally read the case filing for BU-2025-CR-000261 in its entirety?
No.
Do you believe that the filing document is true, complete, and correct?
I'm not sure why I'm answering your questions, Mr. Height. We're here on a first appearance on a criminal case.
I am trying to clear up to make sure that the charging documents are true and correct before proceeding.
I see nothing openly defective about the charging document.
Okay,
Well, let's move on. If you don't wish to enter a plea, the court will be entering a plea of not guilty on your behalf, Mr. Height. And we'll be establishing another court date.
Your Honor, that would not be my preference. I would like...
Okay, you said your preference was to stand mute. This is what happens when you stand mute. Have you not seen the dozens and dozens of other sovereign citizens, I'm underestimating, by the way, who've gone and tried to do the stand mute thing? This always happens. Just because you're not pleading doesn't mean the case is over. You're not the first person to think of that. Literally, I don't even know how many centuries of jurisprudence, anything no one ever thought, I'm just not gonna plead. No one's ever thought to do that before, and they didn't have a procedure for it. Read a book. Fuck, in this case, watch YouTube videos.
To have
I don't care if it's your preference or not.
Thank you. I would like to have a probable cause hearing.
His eyes started darting when the script said he was when the judge said he was entering a plea. Yeah.
Before a...
Yeah, he's reading a script. Cameron sells at least he provides scripts. I know he does sell certain things. He sells books, he sells programs. I don't know if he specifically sells scripts or if he just gives them to people.
You're not entitled to a probable cause hearing. This is a misdemeanor case rather than a felony case, and you're not in custody.
Okay, I have challenges that I would like to raise on the record formally for both the case filing and the field case report from the arresting officer.
Let me ask you, do you believe that you have the financial resources to hire a lawyer to represent you in this case?
Just going right past his bullshit. Hilarious.
I will not be hiring a lawyer. Thank you for asking.
So you're going to represent yourself in this case, is that
I
correct?
will be presenting myself. That is correct, yes.
You do understand that if you can't afford a lawyer, the court will consider appointing you one.
I do comprehend this. Thank you.
But you
You didn't say overstand.
reject either retained or appointed counsel, and you're going to represent yourself in this case, correct?
I will be
All
presenting
right,
myself.
very well.
Thank you.
There was an appearance bond posted in this case. Apparently, it was a cash bond in the amount of $2,000. It secured the defendant's appearance. The court has approved that bond and will maintain Quentin Height under it pending further proceedings in this case, which I will set.
Before that, I would like to
The judge is like, are you fucking serious? Have I not made myself clear on this?
request your lawful determination that this court has jurisdiction over this matter, as I cannot proceed until the field case report and the case filing are both verified complaints and true and correct.
I don't know where you're getting all this.
Cameron!
According to the state's charging document, I'll advise you, Mr. Height, that it did take place somewhere in Butler County, Kansas.
Okay, thank you for
The
that.
court does believe it has jurisdiction.
I do have a copy of a field case report and a case filing that I received from the Butler County
Okay, so you do have it. Why did you say you don't?
Attorney's office, as well as the Butler County Sheriff's Office, and I have found inconsistencies in both of the documents that I'm trying to raise here formally with you that I cannot make a plea until they have been resolved.
All right. So I've entered a not guilty plea on your behalf.
I would like to please the court that this would be not on my behalf and under.
Okay, that's not. Do you want to do a guilty plea or a no contest? Because you have three options, basically. Not guilty, no contest, guilty. If you stand mute, it's just another way of doing not guilty, basically. That's it. What do you want, man?
Threat and duress, and only to
Hello, Opossum.
only under the matter that you have moved on my behalf. I have not entered a plea.
All right.
Additionally, I'd like to let the record show that due to a lack of corpus delicti via verified complaint, jurisdictional
Corpus delicti means body of the crime.
defects, and the lack of essential elements to bring a formal complaint and charges against me, I must move for dismissal immediately based on the plaintiff's failure to present all the required elements. That is in regard.
I would imagine that the corpus delicti is the statement by the cop that arrested you.
That is in regards to the case filing. Judge, I would also like to ask, will you be reviewing the case filing and field case report in their entirety to ensure that my due process rights are not violated before the arraignment hearing begins?
Court's going to assign the case to this division.
Oh, wow, he's completely ignoring him.
I'm going to set a court date for Monday, August 25.
And what is the purpose of that court date, may I ask?
For further proceedings in the case, Mr. Height. It'll
Okay.
be your first appearance with following today's date.
But I don't want to go to court.
I'm going to set the hearing time at 3:00 p.m. You may
My
appear
apologies.
by Zoom.
Is there an
3
in-person?
o'clock, Monday, August 25, for further proceedings in this case before this court.
Thank you. And may I ask, is there an option for an in-person appearance?
Not for that court appearance.
Okay.
We'll conduct the next appearance by Zoom.
Okay. Is there an opportunity to be in person for any proceedings?
Yes.
Okay. And
But-
which proceedings would those be?
But what we've established today,
The first sovereign citizen I've ever seen want to be in person. That's so funny. Usually they don't like to because it's easier to get contempt of court because you're right there. In my experience, judges are more likely to do contempt when the person is right there and it's easy.
is the next one will be by Zoom. Now,
Okay.
if you don't want to appear remotely, you can come to the Butler County Judicial Center and you can participate from that location. You'll be participating by Zoom, but you can participate from the Judicial Center. So make
Okay.
sure that you have the resources available to you to fully participate in the next hearing. So Monday, August 25, 3 o'clock, he's going to represent himself. And the court has approved and maintained him under his previously established bond of $2,000 cash.
May I also ask what judge?
Okay, just a minute, I'm going to ask the prosecutor. Mr. Regier, is there anything else that we need to address regarding Quentin Height at this time?
Not on this particular matter, Your Honor, although per my duty of candor as an officer of the court, I would tell the court that there does appear to be another case involving this same defendant, where it would appear that an appearance bond has been executed for at the end of next month. I'm not sure, given the court's order today, if the court wishes to address that matter at this time for the purposes of the judicial economy.
No. If he has multiple cases, that's the implication of having multiple cases, that he may have multiple court dates.
Very good.
So let's go ahead and cite for Mr. Height, just in case he doesn't have it written down on his calendar somewhere.
Does that person just have their video phone up to their ear? Is that an ear? I hope it's an ear. I don't want to know what other orifice that would be.
What is the next scheduled appearance in this other case?
Never show hole on stream, even if it's an ear.
The state's information is that in Butler County 25 TR 1215, there appears to be a bond, specifically a cash bond in the amount of $1,000 for an appearance date on July 30th, 2025 at 9 a.m.
All right. I'll advise the defendant that he does have a separate appearance requirement in a different case for July 30th at 9 o'clock a.m. I trust that would be in Zoom court with Judge Webster on that date, Mr. Regier?
That would be
Oh my god, he has Webster too? The Sydney girl has Webster. Am I crazy? Maybe not. Hold on. Am I crazy? Webster, what? Hold on. Okay, no, it is her. So are they in the same area? I thought they were all around the country. Are they in the same, like, fucking city? Oh my god! Oh! This might be the first cult to fall apart because they all get arrested separately.
State's presumption, Your Honor.
Okay, and then of course you've still got your Zoom appearance requirement in this court on Monday, August 25 at 3 o'clock, Mr. Height. I think that concludes our business on.
Do we know if it's the same Webster? I guess we don't. There could be another Judge Webster.
At this time.
One further question, please. For this matter, the new hearing that you have just set, who is the judge and the court presiding?
The new one that I just set. You mean in this case that was before the court today?
Correct.
This judge is hearing the case. Okay.
Thank you for clarifying.
And if there's nothing further, the Quentin Height matter will be in recess at this time, and we'll move on to another matter.
Thank you for your time.
At least they aren't rude. I mean, you could argue it's rude to bring up all this bullshit, but they're not trying to be rude, so that's a little better, I guess. Okay, I have to use the bathroom real quick. While I'm gone, Chair will tell you about one of the greatest space epics of all time. Truly, our screens would never be the same without its indelible impact on the sci-fi genre. Chair will tell you about Josie and the Pussycats in space. Why did she do that? Why did she send them to space? Alright, be right back.
Hey. Are they still hating? Or are they letting my microphone finally come through? You dig? You know? Hey. We're gonna hit them with a hey. We're gonna man, watch out. Hit them with the Larry June real quick. You know what I'm talking about? Hey. Chill out on me. Hold back.
This is the guy that's the leader of the sovereign citizen group that the previous defendant was a part of, as well as Sydney, the other young woman sovereign citizen we saw some episodes back.
Yeah, I saw I made police files. That's pretty cool. You know what's pretty cool? KO beats. Ooh, KO beats. Ooh, KO beats. All right, so I don't know if y'all know this, but we're about to get into a new series. I'm excited about this one. I haven't been having fun lately. I've been wanting to have fun. And yeah, man, we're going to be getting into objections in that thing. You dig what I'm talking about? Objections are so important. You need to know when to object, okay? It's a real deal thing. You need to know when to stand up. Put all 10 toes down. If you got 2 feet, I only got 1. So I'm putting 5 toes down, but they coming strong as hell. I promise you that, okay? Don't be mistaken on camera when it comes down to the 5 toes, because I'm coming through, nigga. But yeah, we're going through objections in this thing. You know what I'm talking about? So I've developed something. Some people were kind of bringing it up, and I was like, all right. If y'all want to talk about it that much, we will do it. And so we did some developing. Not too much to go and find other people's things and kind of do stuff with. I like to develop my own.
This guy's in Oregon, so at least he's not going to be in Webster's court. That's good for her.
There, and we figure it out, right? We work together. Nothing's perfect. Nothing's set in stone. It's a constant life of knowledge and wisdom and trying to find more about who we are. So let's get into it, man. So happy y'all are here. I'm actually so glad to be on YouTube. Wow. And you know me, I'm smoking me some good reefer. All right. If I got to do some promoting around here.
Like, if I wanted an actual lawyer and I walked in and they were doing drugs, I'd find a different lawyer. Why does he think this makes him look good? Like I said before, there's nothing inherently wrong with, like, smoking weed. But why are you doing it while you work at a job that's supposed to require your brain? Like, what are you doing? Isn't your job talking and thinking? Don't you find it incredibly difficult to do that while you're on drugs?
We're smoking on the sugar sticks
I find it difficult to do on drugs.
from Lifted in Washington. Shout out Lifted. Y'all keep me lifted. I appreciate y'all. So we're going to be asserting sovereignty, a comprehensive curriculum on the legal objections and rights for all of my great Wise Dome people out there. Let's get to it. Foundations of legal standing and rights. In the grand theater of judicial process, wherein the rights and liberties of individuals are often
This is what gets me too. He'll stumble occasionally, but everyone does that when they read. He's not a slow reader. Like, he's clearly literate. Like, he has a better literacy level than a majority of other people in the United States. He can read. So why is he like this? I know he's just delusional. I know you can be delusional and intelligent. But goddamn, dude, it throws me off.
Objected to the intricate machinations of established systems. The imperative of self-representation and
Usually heard that as machinations, but I'm not gonna split hairs. It's fine.
Profound empowerment derived from substantive jurisprudential knowledge cannot be overstated. This curriculum, meticulously crafted for the esteemed members of Wise Dome, embarks upon a journey to
Hey man, tip, just saying things louder and in a weird voice into the microphone is not a joke in and of itself. Also, please get one of these things, because you're doing real hard S's. You're doing real hard S's and pops. It's not great.
illuminate the path of you as a
I am still Michigan-based, yes.
propria persona litigant. The individual who, endowed by the creator with inherent and unalienable rights, shout out to Alira.
Unalienable. That's the thing a lot of sovereign citizens get wrong. I don't know who started it, but they started to say it as unalienable, probably because someone didn't know how to say it. And then eventually it's just become the standard way they say unalienable, because they think it means they can't put a lien against your rights. That's not what it means. It's unalienable, as in you cannot be alienated from your rights, or vice versa.
Stands forth in their own person, unmediated by the external agencies that try to control you, that try to dominate you, that try to make you feel as though you're inferior when you're not, to assert your sovereign capacity within the judicial arena. The foundational tenet of this exploration rests upon the unwavering preservation of one's inherent status as sui juris, a status that pre-exists and transcends any subsequent societal or legal constructs. Don't you get that? You've always been free. You've always retained the power to waive one's rights, whether through ignorance, which we ain't gonna have now that you're here with us in Operation Wise Dome. We ain't waiving nothing. Whether through ignorance, we ain't
Okay, so this is the video in particular that I was talking about today. I mentioned earlier, a lot of sovereign citizen videos come off like they are dry legal analysis. It's incorrect legal analysis, so it's pretty funny, but like, it's pretty dry usually. This guy concerns me because he delivers these not as though they are dry legal, like explainers. He does it like a sermon. He very much has like the cadence and the delivery of someone delivering a religious sermon. Protestant, maybe even charismatic. He's got, you know, a flow to the way he speaks. He emphasizes certain things. He uses the law here as a framework to try and explain greater concepts that he ties to morality, just as many pastors do with the scriptures. So that's concerning to me, is the way that he presents all of this is, frankly, a lot more competent than most sovereign citizens. It's still just as incorrect, but he's charismatic. Now, you and I can look at this shit and go, this is bullshit. But understand that many people cannot. They don't find him cringe. Many people like him. Like I said, he has over 40,000 subscribers. He has real-life followers. He has customers that pay him money for this. Like, this is a concern. He's harming people, and he's a true believer, I think. I don't think he's just out here scamming blatantly. I believe he's a true believer. And that's so much scarier than just a garden variety con man.
You gonna have that either, because it's all about wisdom, intimidation, which they try to bring upon you because you don't know who you are, or misapprehension is to effectuate a de facto diminution. Screen just went crazy on me. What's going on, screen? Diminution of the endowed sovereignty. Therefore, a primary objective of this course is to instill a comprehensive understanding of how to navigate legal encounters without such forfeiture. We ain't having you forfeit nothing. Thereby retaining the full measure of power that resides within the individual ab initio from the very beginning. Throughout this extensive curriculum, I guarantee it, it is our endeavor to furnish each Wise Dome member not with a mere superficial acquaintance with legal parlance, but with a profound and actionable comprehension of the jurisprudential tenets that underpin the equitable adjudication of disputes. The potentia of knowledge in this specific context manifests as the capacity to discern, to rigorously challenge, and to demand unwavering adherence to the due process of law. A procedural and substantial framework that must, at its very core, venerate and uphold the fundamental inherent rights of every man and woman. You know how everybody we all start wanting to talk about who you are deep down inside. That common law man. You ain't no person. You ain't no people unless you're a people.
You are a person and a human being.
That is an American within a duty that's upholding the integrity of this great nation and this great land, this holy land of America.
Jordan Peterson has ruined a generation of minds and his own, thanks to benzos and an untimely trip to Russia. Couldn't have happened to a better guy.
This course is designed to demystify the oft arcane realm of legal procedure, transmuting it from a perceived labyrinth of obfuscation into an arena wherein the informed individual can operate with judicious confidence and meticulous precision. I'm telling you, that's what we're doing. The anticipated learning outcomes encompass the...
This is an hour long, by the way. We're not going to watch the whole thing. I just thought the performative way in which he reads these things out and adds his flavor very much felt religious to me, and I just found it interesting.
They're bringing a claim, they got to prove that thing, not you. Sit back, chillax, rebut that shit. The latter, sui juris, translate to of one's own right, denoting an individual who possesses full legal capacity and is not under any legal...
Here's an actual religious thing he did.
God is a primal reality in the spirit world. God is the source of truth and the mind's spheres. God overshadows all throughout the material realms. To all created intelligences, God is a personality. And to the universe of universes, he is the first source and center of eternal reality. God is neither man-like nor machine-like. The first Father is universal spirit, eternal truth, infinite reality, and Father personality. The eternal God is infinitely more than reality idealized or the universe personalized. God is not simply the supreme desire of man, the mortal quest objectified. Neither is God merely a concept, the power potential of righteousness. The universal Father is not a synonym for nature, neither is he natural law personified. God is a transcendent reality, not merely man's traditional concept of supreme values. God is not a psychological focalized of spiritual meanings, neither is he the noblest work of man. God may be any or all of these concepts.
Why did you leave that pause in there? And I could hear your mouth noise during the pause. Listen.
God may be any
Don't do that.
Or all of these concepts in the minds of men, but he is more. He is a saving person and a loving Father to all who enjoy spiritual peace on earth and who crave to experience personality, survival.
I just cannot handle these fucking S's, man. You gotta get something to cover your microphone. The S peaks are just killing me. I forget what they're called. There's what's the word for them? You guys have told me before. something. Starts with an S.
In death. The actuality of the existence of God is demonstrated in human experience by the indwelling of the divine presence, the spirit monitor sent from paradise to live in the mortal mind of men, and
Sibilance. Thank you.
there to assist in evolving the immortal soul of eternal survival. Of all other.
Okay, I gotta move on. This is legit giving me a headache. Holy crap. Oh, we got a pop filter finally. That's good.
Hello, everybody. It's Cameron James Wilson, and we're here.
But, yeah, we don't have to keep watching him right now. I do want to keep watching him in the future, because he's nuts, but, you know.
So, what I'm going to get into.
Hi there, my name is Brandon, and I'm making another video. This time I'm trying to make it completely clean, that way I can buy ads. This is my brand, and you can look me up on my clean version of my URL, which is don'tbeaslave.com. And today, in less than 10 minutes, I'm going to teach you how you can operate any vehicle that you want without a driver's license, without smog.
What about an airplane? Can I fly an airplane?
Without license plates, without registration, completely legally.
Can I drive a cruise ship without a license?
And so where police can't pull you over at all, completely.
Maybe I can. That might be international waters. What about within the United States waters? Can I drive it there? Probably not.
Legal. So first and foremost, we're going to be looking at the United States Code, which
did he get his logo from Microsoft clip art folder? Probably AI.
Is divided by title. As you can see, there's all these different titles, right? The first thing we're going to be looking at is Title 18, which is Crimes and Criminal Procedure.
Hey man, fun fact, you're not going to find anything about traffic laws for the states within the US Code because it's a state thing, not a national thing. Anything you find in the national is only going to apply to, like, national stuff. Not the state level, which is where traffic laws occur at.
We're going to go to 18 USC Section 31. This first number is the title. This is the body of law. This is a section symbol, and this is the section number, definitions. And you can type this into Google. You don't even need the S symbol, and you can just do USC. This will pop right up, including anything else I might show you on here. Very easy to find. Now, you go where? To the Bureau of Motor Vehicles or Department of Motor Vehicles to get your license plates and your driver's license and everything else. Well, everyone assumes what a motor vehicle is. Here's your definition right here. 18 U.S.C. 31 subsection A6. The term motor vehicle means every description of carriage or other contrivance propelled or drawn by mechanical power.
Yeah, once again, I've talked about this before, but these are definitions for within that code. This doesn't mean that this is the definition of motor vehicle everywhere in the federal government, much less at the state level. This is a definition for this particular code. Codes and statutes will often have specific definitions for within themselves because laws want to be specific, right? They want to explain what they mean, and context is everything. So that's why they give you definitions within that code. It doesn't apply everywhere. It's not a universal definition. It's within this code, and because this is a federal law, this applies to things for commercial purposes because generally the way that the courts have often given power to the federal government is through the Commerce Clause, in which they get purview over issues that involve interstate commerce. So, a lot of decisions that ended up giving the federal government power are about commercial use of things.
And used for commercial purposes. It's blue and underlined like that because that means you can click on it. It's got a special definition, which we will cover. On the highways in the transportation of passengers and property or cargo. Whoa.
No, that's not a whoa, sir. You don't understand how the law is written. This is just demonstrating that you don't know how any of this works.
Now let's go down and check out what that means. Used for commercial purposes, right? The term used for commercial purposes means the carriage of persons or property for any fare, fee, rate, charge, or other consideration, or directly or indirectly in connection with any business or other undertaking intended for profit.
Yes, sir, again, that's for within this law. The Uniform Commercial Code? A group of, like, statutes that are about commercial things. You're surprised that within the Uniform Commercial Code, they're talking about commercial vehicles? It's kind of in the name, man.
So a motor vehicle is a vehicle that's transporting people or goods in exchange
Nope, only within this statute. Only within this law. Not generally.
for some sort of monetary consideration, specifically and explicitly for transporting that person or thing from point A to point B, such as if I paid you $10 to transport a box from my house to my friend's house, or if I was a chauffeur, such as a bus driver, or if I was a taxi driver in New York, or an Uber driver.
You know, the only place where taxis are. New York.
Or a Uber Eats delivery guy. These are all motor vehicles.
That was so cool that after Midnight Cowboy, they made taxis real tourists.
So you driving around or moving around in your own car for non-commercial purposes.
I'm traveling here.
Would not technically classify as a motor vehicle. You can even see here
Before anyone spends the time to type that trivia about Midnight Cowboy, I'm aware.
California, they separate this out a lot. This is from, you just type in California Vehicle Code definitions, this will pop up. A commercial vehicle is a vehicle which is used or maintained for the transportation of persons for hire, compensation, or profit, or designed, used, and maintained primarily for the transportation of property. Whereas an automobile, you don't go to the Department of Motor Vehicles for automobiles, by the way.
Again, man, please stop. Okay. We can move on. This is going to come down to mostly he doesn't understand how statutes are written and how their definitions apply.
All right, and are you Mr. Beltran?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, in defense, you said you've adopted his motions?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so the first motion is a motion for a special appearance. Under the authority of Texas Rules of Civil Procedure 120A for the divine purpose of objecting to the de facto district court's abstract subject matter jurisdiction, non-ex parte third-party waivers allowed. So let's address that motion.
Yes, Your Honor.
No port will accept an unregistered ship for refueling, and such a registration requires licensing. So what y'all are saying is I need to get into a Speed 2 situation. I need to be like whoever the main character was in Speed 2 and drive a cruise ship because there's a bomb, so I have deniability? Understood. Thank you for being my accomplice.
My client's position is that that there is a defect in the abstract subject matter jurisdiction, that he has been brought into this.
Oh my god, did he actually convince the lawyer to fucking read and try and argue his bullshit? Yikes. Do I own Speed 2? I do not, and I have never seen Speed 2. The first Speed movie, good concept. I think you can only really do that once. It's kind of like Die Hard. You probably shouldn't have kept going. Speed 2 is a stupid idea. For those that don't know, the premise of the first Speed movie is that there's characters and they're on a bus, and the bus has to go above 50 miles per hour or else it'll explode because there's a bomb on it. So they're driving through, I think, LA, and they're just trying to, you know, they got to keep this bus going, and it's hard to keep a bus above 50 miles per hour. The sequel is called Speed 2 Cruise Control, which, okay, decent pun, but it's a cruise ship. They got to keep the cruise ship going a specific speed. Do you immediately see why it's less exciting and suspenseful to have a cruise ship going a certain speed than a bus in a city? They're in the ocean. Just keep going in big circles. Like, I get you'll run out of fuel eventually, but that's not as fun of a... That's not a fun limit. That's not a fun limit. Die Hard 3 is amazing. Die Hard 3 is okay. I wouldn't call it amazing. It's watchable. It's watchable. But Die Hard 1 is legitimately just a great film. And I'm not being a film bro asshole. It's just got a solid script. Good for McTiernan.
Improperly, because the state would be the plaintiff, and they brought him in and are litigating that, and that there's a jurisdictional issue, that the court does not have in persona or subject matter jurisdiction.
All right, is there a response, Sate?
Judge, as a criminal district court, the court does.
Oh, I didn't know Willem Dafoe was in Speed 2. Maybe I do need to watch it. I do like Dafoe.
Jurisdiction to preside over any matters. The defendant has been charged by indictment with the offense of aggravated robbery, and that occurred in Dare County, Texas.
Hey, Mr. Duck
and so the
Sauce.
court retains jurisdiction over those proceedings.
All right, so Mr. Beltran, anytime that there is a criminal case that's deemed by the penal code to be a felony, then that comes to
Crank
a-
was like Speed, but with a human. Yeah, I've not seen... I know it's Jason Statham, and he has to keep his heart pumping or he dies?
felony criminal.
Fennikagami says, I swear I'm half expecting one of these idiots to find some law or part of the Constitution that says something something man, and then say, so this law doesn't apply to women.
Court. All right, and then the next question.
Yes, I've seen... Oh, wait. The one with his face?
Becomes whether or not a grand jury has been given evidence. You've been indicted, so they've been presented with information, right? And if it's alleged that the incident occurred in Bexar County and it's a felony, then I would have jurisdiction over the case. So if for some reason this was a case that is alleged to have happened in another county, let's say it's Hayes County or Harris County, then I wouldn't have any jurisdiction over it. Do you understand? All right. So with this case, I'm not taking any of it to be true because I have to wait till evidence is presented to me. But looking on the face of in the indictment, and I'm sure your attorney will tell you, an indictment is not evidence of guilt. It's just the means whereby a person is held over.
I hope he's amenable to this, because she's being very nice and explaining this in a very calm and reasonable manner. She's, you know, taking him on good faith that he's genuinely just confused and got some bad information. I hope he listens.
For trial, right? And so when a grand jury indicts a case, they're just saying there's enough evidence to hold you over for trial. They're not saying it's evidence beyond a reasonable doubt. And when information is taken to the grand jury or evidence, police reports or whatever it may be, and it has to be allegations that it happened in Bexar County, and it has to be allegations.
Just heard a bang noise, like a gunshot, like maybe a block away. That's great.
That it's a felony. Now, if this were not
I don't think it's late enough for anyone to be doing fireworks.
It should be.
It's not late enough, but in fairness, people are dumb and light off fireworks when it's too early all the time, so it's possible.
Felony?
Didn't sound like a firework, though.
Then it wouldn't be in this court, even though it would be a criminal case.
Am I that close to protests? I'm probably 10 or 15 minutes away from a protest.
It would be sent to a misdemeanor court maybe, or perhaps even a municipal court. But because aggravated robbery, according to the penal code, is a felony, it's supposed to be in a felony court. And then if they're saying it happened in Bexar County, then it would come to a felony district court, state district court that's in Bexar County. And that's where we are. You understand? Is there anything you not understand about my ruling on that? All right, thank you. And then we have
Excuse me, did the court take judicial notice of the indictment in this case?
Yes.
Make its ruling, okay.
Yes.
The
next we have new discovery of ex parte corpus trust fraud upon the court that conceals the facts that the charging instrument lacks subject matter controversy. No injury in fact exists.
I'm sorry, it was a robbery and you're claiming there's no injury? Are you serious? Presumably you stole their shit. What are you talking about?
I believe what my client meant by that is just kind of coupled with the first paragraph, that the court his position was the court didn't have jurisdiction. The court just ruled that they did.
I understand that it's her job to be a zealous advocate, but like I've never seen a lawyer actually try to argue these bullshit motions for sovereign citizens. I'm actually surprised.
That then the indictment would not be valid in this case. So I think that's what the client is trying to say.
All right.
Did I get that right? Yes. Okay.
All right. So State, you want to address the issue and what and if I'm interpreting this incorrectly, let me know, okay? So you are saying that the offense, that there is no subject matter jurisdiction because there's no injury by any party?
Yeah.
All right. So if you can address that.
Your Honor, this case was presented to a grand jury that was duly impaneled. They indicted the case. They returned a true bill of indictment. The indictment does comply with the penal code and the code of criminal procedure, which governs in this case. And it does allege the requisite elements for the aggravated robbery. And so it's a threat by using a deadly weapon. And so that is the harm. The crime was committed against the peace and dignity of the state, and there is an alleged complainant.
All right. So Mr. Beltran, do you understand with the charge of an aggravated robbery case, sometimes it's alleged that a person maybe pulled a knife on somebody and said, give me your money, right? I don't know any of the facts about your case. The only thing I can do is look at the indictment, right? And then sometimes it's alleged that somebody pointed a gun at somebody and said, give me your money. The way indictments work is if it is a crime in the penal code, and there's a list in the penal code of all the crimes, and aggravated robbery is one of those crimes that's listed in the penal code, and it sets out what the elements are of that. Now, you're saying that there was no injury in fact exists. The only thing the state has to do is prove the elements that are in the indictment, and the indictment has to show the offense that is in the penal code. You understand? So, do you understand? You gonna have any questions about the court's ruling? All right, if there's something.
Surprised he's just accepting it. That's good, but I don't know. Did someone was there just some asshole jailhouse lawyer type that told him to try this? And he was just desperate? Because he doesn't even seem that into it, honestly.
You don't understand, let me know, all right? And I understand that sometimes when people have been to law school, like for example, I haven't really worked on cars. So there's a little stuff I can tell you about being a mechanic, but I really don't know the ins and out of every vehicle. You understand? All right, so number 3, defendant is erroneously charged with an abstract offense. C.
An abstract offense? I feel like aggravated robbery's pretty concrete.
I don't know, I can't read that word. Something taxation. District court is criminally attempting to receive an unauthorized, colorable, no fault immunity third-party benefit in violation of the 7th Amendment. All right, do you want to address that, counsel?
Yes, I believe my client.
You want to explain that bullshit that your client wrote, please?
I think it just goes back to being a third party brought in here without abstract subject matter jurisdiction, and the fact that he was brought into this case. I believe that's it. Is that it? Okay.
All right, State, do you want to respond?
Judge, regarding, I guess, the 7th Amendment applying in the case, or, okay.
Yes.
That is for civil suits. We are in a criminal court, and so I would argue.
Oh, it cracks me up when they use civil stuff for criminal or vice versa. Like, that's the most basic, like, literal, like, high schoolers know this about the law, that there's, like, civil and there's criminal, and they're different. What sovereign citizens never seem to know that. So weird.
Does not apply here.
All right, so the Seventh Amendment applies to jury trials that you're entitled to, and that is in federal civil cases. Here, you do have a right to a jury trial if you want a jury trial. And if you want a jury trial, I'm going to make sure that you have a jury trial, okay? And then the other issue, let me see. I don't understand when you say, explain it to me, you're saying district court is criminally attempting to receive an unauthorized, colorable, no fault immunity. What do you mean by that? Because what I can tell you is I don't receive anything related to these cases. Of course, as a judge, I'm paid a salary for the work that I do, but I don't receive any funding or extra funding based upon how I resolve cases. Do you understand? Do you have any question about that?
No, ma'am.
All right, so then
I've never seen a sovereign citizen give this little of a shit before. Like, why did he even do this?
Light of new evidence investigation hypothetical claims. All right, defense.
I'm not sure what my client means by that. I'm going to ask him to explain it.
All right, if you could explain that to me, Mr. Beltran.
Sorry, my client appears to be on some good shit. Let's see if he could explain this passage.
I guess what I'm trying to say there, Your Honor, is how the state of Texas is plaintiff, and they're the ones that are pursuing and to prosecuting me, which is they're one of third party,
Okay.
and I'm not. I don't. Third party, I'm not sure how that works. I know how civil suits, and I know it's criminal law, but I know that. I mean, how can I cross-examine the state of Texas? How can I?
You cross-examine, like, witnesses and stuff like that.
So let me explain something to you. Whenever you see cases on the criminal side, it's not individuals versus individual. Usually when you're on the civil side, if it's a marriage, it's individual. If it's civil. All right, here, the reason why it's the state of Texas is because in criminal court, it's not you versus the complainant. Whoever the complainant is in this case that you're accused of committing aggravated robbery against, yes, it's alleged to have happened that you committed an aggravated robbery against them. But the state of Texas, the way we were taught in law school, the state of Texas takes offense, right? Because whenever an offense is committed against a citizen, it's the offense against the citizen, but it's also the offense against the state of Texas. So in cases such as these, the state necessarily is not the complainant. They're just bringing the suit or the case.
Yeah,
because
this video is 25 minutes long. I'm surprised she took 25 minutes out of her probably busy docket to talk to this guy. It's good.
State of Texas is offended that an offense is alleged to have been committed within the state of Texas, within the county of Bear. So that's why the state of Texas is listed and not the complainant. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand that. And so how do I cross-examine the state of Texas?
The state of Texas.
All right, he kind of ignored all of that and just asked the same question again. So there's that.
Texas, you don't cross-examine them. The persons you would cross-examine would be any witnesses the state of Texas would call to try to prove that you've committed an offense against the sensibilities of the state of Texas. So, for example, for an aggravated robbery, they'll need to call somebody to prove that it happened in Bear County. They'll need to call somebody to prove that it happened on or about whatever date it is. If there's a weapon used, they'll need to call somebody to prove that a weapon was used. And they may need to call a complainant to say, hey, I'm the person in your indictment. You understand? All right. Do you have any questions or any confusion? All right.
May I ask my client a question before you go on to next? Are there any other things in here? Because some of it is repeats itself. Were those the main points?
Other than anything.
Or is there anything else in your motion that are different that we need to bring to the court's attention that would be different?
All right. So then with regards to that motion that's combined from page 1 to page 6, then the ex parte relief requested will be denied. Now, by denying that, that doesn't mean that if there's a jury trial, your attorney still will not have the opportunity to question whatever witnesses the state calls, okay? So that will be denied.
There is it appears to me that there was like 3 separate documents stapled together. Is that the way it was received?
Yes.
There is the next one, which is exhausting administrative relief. My client is not wanting to have that heard, right? It deals with ineffective assistance of counsel.
I'm sorry, having your lawyer argue that they're ineffective is so funny. Your Honor, my lawyer to explain why I think they're incompetent. That'd be like one of you paying me money to shit talk myself. Like, that's so fucking funny. Oh.
Right, Mr. Beltran, that's not to be heard right now.
All right, and let me explain something to you. I understand that's not to be heard right now, but what I can tell you is attorneys who are appointed to represent people, those are attorneys who are on the wheel for appointments, right? And if this is a first-degree felony, just from the face of what I'm looking at, and if Ms. Gay wasn't qualified according to the qualifications to be on the wheel for first-degree felonies, she would not have been appointed to represent you. Do you understand? And Ms. Gay, are you on the first-degree will?
Yes, I am.
All right.
So the next document is entitled Court Constitutional Notice. And
I would like this court to take notice of the United States Constitution. Have you heard of it?
that addresses antitrust violations.
Antitrust? What are you talking about?
Brought upon the court, actions of the state bar.
All right. Do you want to take these one at a time, counsel?
I guess so, Your Honor.
All right. The first is new discovery of antitrust violation lies brought upon the court. Elected state bar officials, seditious organization, are conspiring to fraudulently conceal the ultimate fact, Sixth Amendment misconduct, that the State Bar of Texas lacks capacity to prosecute a natural person. It is an improper plaintiff. All right, so with that, I can tell you the State Bar of Texas is not prosecuting you. The State Bar of Texas is more of an affiliation that attorneys are required to belong to. And we actually have to pay state bar dues every year. And when that comes around every year, everybody's like, oh my gosh, state bar dues.
Student.
Yes. So the state bar is not participating in this trial. Now, I can tell you as an attorney, your attorney as an attorney, and the state as an attorney, anyone who's licensed in Texas, they're required to be a member of the State Bar of Texas, and they have to pay dues to the State Bar of Texas. I think it's $265. It may have gone up. All right, so they're not going to be trying you.
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
All right, the next one is State Bar's virtually gathered evidence, video, police reports, third party. Again, what I can tell you about that is the State Bar hasn't gathered any evidence. State? do
I
you
think I
know-
just put, I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Yes.
I think I just put that as.
All right, so do you want that heard or no? All right, and then the next one is, so to permanently prevent a false State Bar, anything with regards to the State Bar, do you still want that heard or no? It says objects to Texas State Bar ex parte matter waivers and fictional double jeopardy defective jurisdiction. Do you want that heard?
Yes.
All right. Defense?
My client believes that, again, that the court does not have jurisdiction, that
Same one.
he is concerned about his waiver of his constitutional rights. Some of this deals with what happens at trial, like hearsay evidence being admissible, being admitted wrongfully, and that he still believes he's a third party, and that there's abstract jurisdiction, and that the court doesn't have the power, I'm guessing, to rule on evidentiary issues such as 901, and that, in other words, probable cause is third party fabricated, then secretly planted and dressed up to appear that it has
Secretly
merit, but it does not.
planted.
So he is talking about one jurisdiction and also trying to state his right to object to evidence.
All right, State, do you want to address that?
Regarding the collection of evidence, I'm not sure.
Oh, no. So, let's address double jeopardy. Double jeopardy, defective jurisdiction. So double jeopardy, if you have not been previously tried for this same offense before,
Just throwing everything at the wall.
that's what double jeopardy is. Basically, in a nutshell. There are certain exceptions to that. But when you mention double jeopardy is you've been tried for something before and you were found not guilty, right? And now the state is trying to try you for the same thing, even though you were previously found not guilty of it. Or either you had something that was dismissed with prejudice and they're coming back and trying to try you for that same offense. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
State, has he been tried before for this same offense?
No, Judge, there has been no actions on the indictment or the indictments that are pending against him. And as far as I know, he's not been charged by any other jurisdiction regarding this law.
And there has never been anything pre-indictment that was dismissed with prejudice with regards to these cases? All right. Does that address that issue for you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Then the next one, deceitful corporate veil and trumped up judiciary immunity is fatally pierced. I do not forfeit my privileges and immunities under the 4th and 14th Amendment. What I can tell you is during a jury trial, when the state calls their witnesses, your attorney will have a chance to cross-examine those witnesses. The rules of evidence do apply if she finds that there is some question that is
I disagree on this one, Mr. Duck Sauce. Like, he's actually not being an asshole. I think he got misinformed recently and genuinely doesn't know.
objectionable.
I appreciate the patience.
And should-
If he was being argumentative about it, I would agree. But otherwise, I think she's doing good.
Not be
I did see your post about Strange New Worlds. Sad it's ending, but, you know.
answered.
I imagine Paramount's pulling back on a lot of their stuff, especially because I think they're doing a merger with Skydance or something right now.
Then she will stand up, make an objection. Normally, the objections may be hearsay, entering the province of the jury, assuming facts not in evidence. It could be relevancy. It could be 404B. It could be any of a number of objections that she can make. Once she makes those objections, I will make a ruling, and my ruling will decide whether or not the witness can answer that question and whether or not the jury can consider it. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, does that address that issue?
Yes, Your Honor.
I think the other issues deal on the second page, deal with the state bar, and I think the courts addressed that.
Okay.
The other one is gross advertising negligence of the DA's office.
Okay.
And defendant being sued,
Oh, who's being sued?
the defendant.
No.
All right. So,
He's being charged.
sir,
Once again, the difference between civil and criminal.
there are different type of suits. There are civil suits. So technically somebody can be sued civilly for something. Sometimes with criminal cases, people will say, oh, it's a suit. Technically it is sort of a suit, but it's again, the state of Texas versus whoever the defendant is. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Do you have any questions about anything else? Okay. And then the next page, page 6, it has postscript. Is there something in there that needs to be addressed?
Ashley, what do you want me to look up in Black's Law Dictionary? Irrelevant documents? Okay.
I think it says here, it has to do with cross-examination. And then he say the plaintiff is in harmless artificial corporation. Are you talking about yourself or the state of Texas? Okay. All right. So whether or not it's a fishing expedition or a corporate entrapment or a Ponzi scheme, that'll be something that will be decided during the jury trial, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
I don't think the court is a Ponzi scheme. I don't even know how that would work. You get arrested, and then what? They turn you into a cop and make you arrest 2 more people and ad infinitum? Like, what does that even mean? I'm almost irrelevant.
All right. All right, is there any other motion that needs to be heard?
Anything else? Any other jurisdictional arguments that raised that we have
So
not?
there's not irrelevant documents in this one. There is irrelevant and irrelevancy. There's also irrelevant allegation. We'll go irrelevant allegation. One which has no substantial relation to the controversy between the parties to the suit and which cannot affect the decision of the court. That seems pretty close.
Talked about and the judge has already ruled anything other than
No, Your Honor.
All right, is there anything that you don't understand about the jury trial process? All right, so I will still give you a choice. If you want a jury trial, you can have a jury trial. If you want a bench trial, if the state agrees to the bench trial, then we can have a bench trial. As I've told you before, if the state presents evidence that proves you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, that means each and every element, I'll find you guilty. If they don't, I'm going to find you not guilty. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so if you still want a jury trial, you're, Norma, is he already scheduled for jury trial?
Not scheduled for yesterday, Judge.
All right, so, counsel, you're still requesting a jury trial? All right, Norma, if you can put them on the jury trial, please, and Ms. Galloway, if you confer with the defense on a jury trial date, so they're gonna get a jury trial date, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Oh, you're welcome.
I mean, his filings were insane, but I guess at least he took no for an answer, unlike a lot of sovereign citizens, so I'll give him that. All right, that's it for today. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out. I know we've done a lot of sovereign citizen stuff lately, because I've been kind of obsessed with, what's-his-face? The Cameron guy, whatever his name is. So I'm going to take a break from sovereign citizens for at least 4 or 5 days or so, maybe a week. Tomorrow we're probably going to do VHS or something movie related, and then we have Patreon and YouTube member stream after that tomorrow. So 2 streams tomorrow. And yeah, I'm going to go eat dinner and get ready for D&D. I hope everyone has a great night. Let's see who we're going to raid. Surus is on. All right. Have a great night, everyone. See you tomorrow. Stay safe. And yeah, have a good night. I'm very tired. Woke up early. Oh, Harold Ebelman with a 5-stream streak says, just cashing this in. Thanks for being awesome. Thank you for the same. Bye, everyone.